president's competency level.
Well, yeah, but who are you going to run against him?
Well, you're going to punish.
That's a very good question.
You punish the incumbent with the midterms.
I would love Elizabeth Warren.
Warren? Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I would love it if it were her. But to be honest, I've been a little out of the. I'm not really in the weeds with elections that far in advance.
Yeah. Well, maybe if she can get away from doing her rain dances, selling turquoise. Yeah, no, man.
Hiking in the woods.
What's the future for Ken M? Because Ken M would make a great political commentator with with his folksy wisdom. Like he's like an anti-Mike Huckabee. Like this, everything reduced to these ridiculous, absurdist takes on like what politics is really about. I can see Ken M being a hell of a political commentator, who is no more or less stupid than every other political commentator out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really fun. I try to make him kind of an equal opportunity idiot. Like sometimes he's for leftist point of view, but in a way that's completely absurd, and then other times maybe on the right. Because it's really fun to riff with different types of stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be really fun. I'm not really an actor though, and he's a pretty normal looking dude.
No, I would read a Ken M political editorial blog, whatever.
Yeah, that could be cool. I had this idea of videos where I would actually hire really old men to do things in public that my character would seem to be likely to do.
Where does Ken M live to you? Like, what's his living situation? Is he married?
Where does he live?
Yeah, is he married? Does he have kids? Paint the picture of Ken M that you have.
Yeah, I picture the guy. He's on his Dell tower computer in his garage. He's got a wife. He's always talking about his grandson, and it's implied that his grandson is at least as stupid as he is. Maybe 10 years old. Yeah, his wife is also not very bright. She's always writing poems, these awful poems that he shares online.
Yeah, it's good. Talking about minions.
Global warming being fake and stuff.
Yeah.
He probably lives in rural Pennsylvania. I only say that because I lived in rural Pennsylvania for a while.
We got a mic stand who lives in rural Pennsylvania. Yeah. On the show. All right, dude, thanks for coming. Hey, what makes you a rage, by the way? I ask everybody that. What makes you a rage? What pisses you off more than anything else?
A rage? Shit. I should have been prepared for this. Okay, so I live in New York, and what makes me rage is when there's this random empty can on the subway that's rolling back and forth, and I keep having to kick it away. Then 30 seconds later, it comes back. There's something, for some reason, that's the most horrible thing that happened to me.
Get the fuck away from me, can.
It's trash. It's gross. It's like this sticky can. It happens once a week. So.
Is it Bush's baked beans?
I feel like this is something that the actual Ken M would say, that there's a can of beans attacking him on the subway that he can't get rid of.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Some kind of conspiratorial thing that's honing in on him.
Yeah, hey, where can people go anywhere besides your subreddit to see you, or you got anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter. It's @HorseySurprise. That's HORSEY.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna ask.
What's the Horsey surprise?
Long story. And I'm on Facebook. The Real Ken M is my official Facebook.
The real Ken M.
Ken M sounds like more of a badass than I thought he would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't he? You sound like a tough guy. What do you lift, Ken? What do you lift? What do you bench? What are you putting up?
A laptop.
Nothing.
Nothing. You gotta start lifting.
Yeah, I have a fucking water rowing machine.
Like Kevin Spacey and how's it? All right.
Thing is, I hate exercise, but I really well, I was getting married, so I had to lose some weight, and every time I would get a gym membership, I just would waste the money by not going.
Sure.
So I gotta say, a water rowing machine is, if you want to have very minimal muscle build and lose maybe 6 pounds, I don't know, it's just easy.
Your water coloring machine. All right. That's a little tip from Ken M. Water blowing machine. Sorry. I can see you being a grower. You get the build.
If I do sound like a badass, it's because I'm my voice is like an octave deeper than it normally is because I'm getting over this like raging flu.
The flu and a hangover will make you sound like a badass. All right, Ken. Thanks a lot for calling in. I'll send people to Horsey Surprise and Real Ken M on Facebook. I want to see the Ken M. I want to see the Ken M opposite of Ann Coulter online. I want to see the old guy's take on the midterms, the 2018 midterm season.
That's an awesome idea. Thanks for having me on, guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, let us know if you want help with getting an old guy on camera. Dustin should probably do that.
I will take you up on that, my friend.
Yeah, let me know. All right, Ken, have a good one. Get back to moving your boxes.
Thanks, Tiffany.
I would love to see that. Ken M writing scripts for an old dude and just pretending that it's totally real. Just like an old guy in those old white shirts that old guys wear. That I don't know where they get them.
Old white shirts? That
Yeah, like they always, like every old guy's always wearing like they all have the standard old man starter pack is a white t-shirt with blue boxer underpants. Isn't that what they all, and socks and those, and dress socks and like straps and like a garter belt for your socks that I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get them. They've got like a weird sock store that old men go to that's where they get this stuff. I don't know what they are.
Age to get in the club and you get access to that kind of.
You know what I noticed? So we moved, 80s girl and I moved into this house, and there was an old guy who lived here before us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found out was a hoarder recently.
Really?
Yeah, before he died.
Was there like a ton of shit when you were living?
No, it was all cleaned out. But one of the neighbors was in here while he was here, and they're like, you couldn't even move in here.
Wow.
Because there was so much hoarding.
I've been in a few houses because people. I think I've mentioned it a long time. I appraised real estate for 5 years.
Yeah.
In my 20s, and yeah, occasionally you'll go. Some old lady who's been living there for 30 years and is refining, and yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
How much hoarding goes on?
Well,
Like how much actual hoarding? How weird?
Half a dozen that I would honestly consider hoarders, as in like on the TV show.
Yeah. So that a case of that was going on here.
Yeah.
He died. We're in the house now, but we're still getting mail. We're still getting old people mail.
Oh.
Which is like Dr. Leonard's old people shit catalog. I gotta bring this thing in one of these times.
Dr. Leonard's?
Dr. Leonard's. It's like Dr. Leonard Cohen's catalog of bullshit. Like overpriced stuff.
As in the...
Yeah, as in the songwriter. But it's not, no affiliation. It's Dr. Leonard's catalog of shit.
Okay.
And it's like a stick that helps you get into the bathtub. And like a toilet that's 2 feet taller than everybody else's toilet. So you can just like lean on it and take a shit. I don't know. It's stuff. 80s Girl and I flipped through every page. It's like,
Tell me you've ordered something.
Yeah, I did it. Oh, well, we'll flip through like it's funny. Yeah. We'll flip through like it's funny, but then eventually we'll find something that we really want. We're like, oh, this is how it starts.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of want this. I kind of want this mirror that you can mount on the ceiling and watch TV without lifting your head. Like, maybe, do you think we can't order from this catalog, can we? Like, we can't, 80s Girl and I, like I'm telling her, we're not allowed to do this, are we? We shouldn't. We shouldn't start buying old people stuff just because
When you're
Bob's
younger
catalog.
than 40.
Yeah, we should push this off as long. No. We gotta shut this book down. This is dark magic that we're looking at. This is evil magic. We gotta close it. But we're still getting it. We get it every month.
Wow.
Leonard, maybe that's where they get the weird songs. I don't know. All right, I got.
You haven't gotten to that page yet, I guess.
No. I don't know how. I got. Hey, buddy, what do you want me to call you?
Oh, hey, you can call me War of the Fanboys.
War of the Fanboys. All right, War of the Fanboys happens to be one of the.
I'm live. I need you get back on that table and stay there until I am done chatting.
Is there some parenting going on in the background?
Something.
Something like
Stand
that.
on a table.
Stand on a table. War of the Fanboys, you are one of the mods at the Donald. Yes?
I am. Yes. In fact, I keep it free from cucks and shills, and I just had a band, Ken M. Who knew that he was such a cuck? Jesus
I
Christ.
didn't know he was a member.
Goofy Elizabeth Warren? Are you kidding me? Disgraced Senator Elizabeth Warren?
They
What a disgrace.
They preemptively banned. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, I had to ban Asterios months ago once he came on and talked about how he was one, that he was a male feminist, and two, that he supported Bernie Sanders despite the fact, that this is the only candidate who's directly implicated in 9/11. Are you kidding me?
yeah, you can't. Why do they always have to say male feminist too? Like, what?
Well, I mean, I assume that if he didn't specify that, you wouldn't know that he's a man.
Yeah, that's why.
He's such a beta.
That's why male feminists say I'm a male feminist, because they know if you just
he's a regular feminist.
he's just a woman. They would say like,
Yeah,
oh, a woman is coming
going
over.
through hormonal therapy to grow that horrible patchy beard that he has.
Oh man.
And that's he's probably on birth control, which is why he's fat and disgusting.
Maybe he wants the full experience. War of the Fanboys emailed me seeing if I would do the AMAA on the Donald.
Yeah,
and
it's not gonna catch on there.
and he said he's the one that banned Asterios
Yeah.
for, quote, being a cuck.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah, I'm in. I want the
We
guy.
have to keep the cuts out.
So how did it go? How did the AMAA go?
I think it was quite possibly one of the best AMAs
Yes.
in the history of Reddit. Definitely on the history of the Donald.
Yeah, good.
But possibly ever.
Good, awesome. That was really fun.
The best AMAA.
I don't know if I talked about it at all on the show, but it was like 3 hours of just really some real thinkers.
People loved it.
Yeah.
I think one of your comments got like 17 Reddit golds, which is
As
pretty
much as
good.
I hate supporting Reddit, like as much as I hate knowing that people gave money to Reddit to give me that little icon, I love getting them. They make me
And
feel
to
good.
me, it was the best AMA since Donald Trump himself came.
Oh, wow. You know how to get back on this show. So what's it like moderating the Donald? How does Reddit treat you? And
Well, Spence is a cuck. All
Yeah.
of Reddit is full of cucks and liberal shills and garbage.
Okay.
We are in constant war with actual companies and these organizations that are funded by millions of dollars to come and troll us and essentially disrupt the influence we have, because we have such a huge reach. We get 6 million daily page hits. We have created culture. We were I think a tremendous force in this election last year.
Inarguably, yeah.
I mean, you think we've got almost 400,000 subscribers. That's more than 1% of the voting population in America, and Trump won a few states by margins less than that.
That's
I think that
interesting.
I think that we definitely had an impact on that, and just the response that we get. I mean, first you saw Hillary Clinton's campaign launched a character assassination attack on a cartoon frog.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have actual political elected in France to continue the fight against the Islamification of Europe and globalism in general, and
Right.
I mean, you know what they call Pepe in France, right?
No, what?
Le Pepe.
Oh, do they? They call him like Pepe?
I thought it was Royale with cheese.
Yeah, the thing about the Donald is, it never stops. It's like a party.
There are no breaks. It really wasn't even the most prominent Donald Trump subreddit at the point.
No, I was around when there was that huge mod split, and like Mr.
Well, with Mr. Trump, that
was
happened
weird.
way later. That happened in May of 2016.
That was a weird time.
Civil War.
Yeah,
Civil War.
It was.
And both sides had guns.
There was no place there was no secret club on the other side. Like, it was ubiquitous. The messaging on the other side was like just kind of this malaise and this fog that you had all day, and then you would get on your computer machine and log into the Donald, and it would feel like a secret. It would feel like a weird little secret society that you could enjoy. Like, and you could send everyone there, and there was always something new happening. There was always like a catalog of what's going on. I don't know. It was amazing. You guys did it for everybody knows what side I'm on, but like even just
back on the table.
everybody knows what side I'm on, but from either side that you're on, you guys did an amazing job of keeping it going.
Well, thank you.
I gotta know what's going on.
I don't think anyone could match our energy or our devotion to the God Emperor.
I want to know what's on that table.
Yeah,
What's going on that table?
I confer with an angel from time to time.
Uh-huh.
No? You ask silly questions.
I've written a lot about Donald Trump being the second coming of Christ, and the angel actually explained to me about how the purpose for Christ to return is actually to protect Israel.
You really made me lose my train of thought.
In a
By
good
the way,
way.
you said you've written about Trump as a Christ-like figure. Is that-
Absolutely.
Where can we look at
True.
this?
Well, you can read my post at War of the Fanboys. That's my username on Reddit. I'm a mod there. You can see me in the mod list. I've got a lot of seniority. I'm at the top of the list. And then I'm actually I'm writing a novel about Donald Trump.
Okay.
And this is what I'm considering it is I call it a post-MAGA speculation. And my theory is that all science fiction right now is totally irrelevant. If you go back and read some sci-fi from the 50s, some of it stands the test of time.
Yeah, it's a
but,
joke though. It's
But
like
the technology,
it's all based on analog.
No one's using computers. You
Yeah.
read something from the 70s. Nobody has cell phones because these writers, despite how visionary they were, no one could predict how computers or cell phones would change society in every aspect.
Yeah.
And in that same vein, I report that no one has ever imagined or could have predicted that Donald Trump would rise to his presidency, except for those like me and the others who run the Donald. And
So wait, what's your novel? What is different about yours from the
takes into account Donald Trump making America great again. This is actually about Trump. This is 400 years in the future, and he is a private citizen again, at least for part of the novel. And he is colonizing distant planets.
Okay.
And of course, he has to defeat the illegal aliens that come around trying to start shit.
Yeah.
You can't build a wall in space, Dick, or can you?
It's called the
I guess
Dyson
find out.
sphere.
We'll have to find out.
This is a real book that you've written?
This is a real novel.
Randy is here. Randy, do you want to option this for a screenplay? This is
You know what? I would love to sell the movie rights to this novel.
Randy, you want to talk to War of the Fanboys about maybe shopping this idea around? It sounds pretty. Look, you got liberal Hollywood Randy. You're not addressing the needs of guys like me on the Donald. I want to see a movie. I want to see a fucking movie about Donald Trump in 400 years protecting Mega Earth from illegal space aliens. That's
First of all, the planet is called a New Lago.
Okay. New logo.
New Lago. He visits it with his spaceship, the Golden Venture, which is quite possibly the most beautiful spaceship in the history of spaceflight.
Would you describe? Is there any Zaphod Beeblebrox going into your character of Donald Trump, or?
No, absolutely. Donald Trump really, his influence is rather minimal. In the book itself, it mostly follows the corporation Trump Television and their effort to make this reality show of this colonization of this planet because
Is that Donnie Jr.'s thing? Trump TV? Is that Donnie Jr.'s doing to start that?
Yes.
Okay.
And no other countries ever did it right. They bankrupt whole nations colonizing planets. And Trump, when he does something, he goes in the win. He goes in big. And but he does give a speech at one point in response to the destruction of New India by these aliens. And I've watched hours of Donald Trump speeches, and I've practiced this speech in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And
All of us have done that. Oh yeah.
I think I sent you a small snippet of it, and when you read this, you will know that Donald Trump is going to take control. He's going to defeat these aliens.
Okay.
He's going to make the galaxy safe again. Yeah. On the planet, space pirates, they're going to stop ripping us off in intergalactic trade.
Is there a space China like the Borg?
There's
a China planet?
China planet to
Right.
everyone else. It's a communist,
Pluto? Okay, so is there like a who's the bad guy in your Trump space fiction? Was there a Clinton figure?
Well, there is not. The bad guy is really the illegal aliens.
Okay.
And I actually,
Who's
you know,
who's the Carlos Slim? Who's the space Carlos Slim?
that
Or the
would
George
be,
Soros? Who's the space George Soros using like the force?
That would be Mike Werner who manipulates the colonists to produce the best TV show he possibly can. You can sort of see him as a bad guy because he has no emotion or remorse for what he does to people. So he's kind of a bad guy, kind of also the perfect person, producer for a television show.
What is the name of this book and where can I buy it?
The book is called New Possibilities, a Post-MAGA Speculation. It's still being written. Visit postmaga.com. Wow. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Trump Sci-Fi.
Okay. Trump Sci-Fi on Twitter.
And the novel will be available
Post-MAGA.
on Amazon.
Postmaga.com. Wow. Sean, we have a lot of reading to do.
Indeed.
You have to get Cernovich to write an intro for this book. Or to read it or something. You have to get Cernovich to read the audio version of this book. I want that.
You know, the bad guy was originally, his name is Mike, and he was originally based on Mike Cernovich, but I had to change the name a little bit because
exactly
sort of became so
55
sadistic
millimeters.
that I didn't want to drag Cernovich's name through the mud.
That's
Exactly
nice of you.
55
If you can't get
millimeters.
Cernovich to read the audiobook version of it, get Asterios to do his Cernovich impression to
As
read the
requested.
audiobook version of your book.
No, Asterios can go fuck himself.
Hey, yeah, but he voted for Trump. Asterios voted for Trump.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
He's a cuck at heart.
Thank you for calling in. Whoever's on the table can get down now, I guess. Hey, Dan, thanks for inviting me to do the
A little more.
AMA.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I hope you had fun. I know the centipedes enjoyed it.
No, it's fucking great. I read a lot of those AMAs. I like that. I try to put some humor in it. You know, the right always gets a lot of shit for just not being funny, and it's like it's dehumanizing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like different things are funny to us. We don't always pay attention all the time. Different things are funny to us. It was awesome for me because, well, it's like the whole election cycle has kind of went synonymously with like this show and being a pariah from like LA, and personally being a threat in LA, and
That's true.
yeah, and even on an activist level, my life coach and I would do these open carry events where gradually they shaped the gun law in LA, Los Angeles County, San Diego County. We got our right to open carry taken away. Big lawsuit. It's going all the way up to the Supreme Court. Now Gorsuch, Trump's first appointment, might maybe one of the first cases they take in the new Supreme Court is going to be the ruling in San Diego that stopped Coach and I from doing our open carry things,
Really?
which might make all of America which might make all of America shall issue states, which means you just have to say I'm gonna conceal carry, and the cops have to say yeah, we can't stop you. So it's like
Conceal carry or open carry?
conceal, because they have to let you do one. They have to let you bear the arms, and what Coach and I were doing was we can't conceal it, so we're going to bear it openly. Like you can't stop both, but then we would do it so much, we would go to all these open carry things, Coach and I, and like people were getting so agitated by it that they shut it down, and that's what the lawsuit was. Like you can't shut down both. You can't deny our CCW permits and not let us conceal carry, and also not let us open carry, because then we're not bearing our arms. That's it.
Yeah.
So it went all the way to whatever, the California Supreme Court, the LA Sheriff said no, California Supreme Court knows. So now, because of fucking Trump, like if Clinton had gotten elected, that'd be the end of Bright Bear Arms. No longer we coach now. But it's like every single step of the way, like we felt like we're a part of the fucking process. And it's weird. It's weird to feel.
Because you rarely feel like you're part of the process in America.
I rarely feel good. I rarely feel like I had a change in anything. And this one time, like my rational mind's trying to talk me out of it, but I say, no, we fucking did it. We got our bear arms, goddammit. Anyway, thanks for calling in, man. Thanks a lot for the invite.
Thank you.
Good luck. You're up against a lot of money. Very powerful forces.
I've got the high energy.
Good deal. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Let's see. We had another Trump-related story where a guy pulled a knife on a friend. Paparazzi was in the bar last night. All of them. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. But a lot of work went into that show, and I thought it all paid off. It was a fun show. It was weird. Yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird when we
I never thought it would be
I hope Monday. I hope it's already out in this area, but I don't know. Patreon.com/The Dick Show to check that out. Go to Dick.show, thedickshow.com. Okay. Thanks for listening. See you next week. This outro is from Alex Walker.
From the Joshua Tree, if you know it all. Just wanted to check in about the festival I went to. Yeah, been sitting on here for a couple of days and starting to get pretty hungry out here. Just got thinking about those beautiful women you had with you, good on you. That spicy, red-headed Sheila with the big hands. Well, she looked like she had a couple of arm strings and shit. Oh my god. And don't even get me started on that tight, spicy number you had wrapped around your arm.
I gotta deal with this all night.
Looks like a stick right out of an 80s movie. Let me tell you, I may have been sleeping in a trailer that night, but I was pitching a tent all weekend. Anyway, just wanted to give you a call.
Yeah.
Good on you, Dick. Now fuck yourself.
Hey, Dick. I work as an EMD in a city park now, and we ran the car wreck last night. Basically, like you walk up to the car, you can just smell the PCP on this guy, but he's passed out, face down on the steering wheel, and there's like fucking bubblicious chewing gum all over his face. And so, anyway, he comes to in the ambulance. We asked him what happened. He said he was blowing a bubble, and it got to the point to where he couldn't see. So, I guess he just decided to keep blowing the bubble until he wrecked his fucking car. But, I guess that's the shit that makes me rage.
Blowing a bubble.
Yeah.
Just was blowing a. What happened in here? Well, officer, I was blowing a bubble with my bubble gum, and I blocked my vision, and that's why I wrecked my car.
It's like an advertisement for Bubblicious.
It's an advertisement for condoms, for vasectomies, for enforced government vasectomies.
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's what it's an advertisement for.
You're right, of course.
Hey Dick, I'm the guy that got kicked out of the live show for getting too drunk.
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to personally apologize to you and the fans how much of a drunk asshole I was.
Don't ever
Didn't mean to
apologize.
pregame too hard, but while we were waiting in line to get in, my friend pulls out some Jack Daniels and he's like, dude, I don't think we can take it in. So we killed it and things got out of hand from there. So I'm really sorry I was a drunk asshole at your show. I hope you guys can forgive me.
Yeah,
See
you're
you.
fine. I don't think we can sneak all this liquor in, Sean.
Yeah.
We better drink it all right now, or else it's gonna go to waste.
It's the only choice he had.
It's the only choice he
Only
had.
option.
Don't ever apologize for being. Apologize to women for being too drunk. Don't ever apologize to me.
So, my girlfriend told me she would only go to the road rage if I get a shot. I could have found someone else who got the shot over the street. Unfortunately, this fucker in here came up with this phone. This shot. I was too drunk to go back to the hotel. So my girlfriend did. And she was not better than partially. I feel from the hotel room, and I just tried to touch the stuff so that way out. And then I just went back to the people. I do episode 4. So now I have to drive back where I was to home. So, no one knew where in a day ago was one year before. It's not how the fucking day there. And then I have to go to the I'm getting fucking died.
That guy's gonna be a prospect by the time he's done. They're going to be shooting and running for 7 hours. He's talking about like
Hey, this is Sean. I'm the guy that was there with the brunette peach, and Sean, you seemed a little incredulous when I told you how much of a super fan she was. So I have a follow-up story. So it was the day after the road race. We're sitting like that, watching my dad, we're looking at his pictures on the floor. You know, going through the meetings, you know, so I was with him, in the middle of meeting, we're talking about the show, how we look at pictures and everything. And he gets to it, he gets to the picture, and she goes, and she told me she puts the phone over her shoulder, she goes, you and Sean, this is making things happen. So, they got touched, go fuck yourself.
Did she look like a brunette peach?
I don't know if she looks like a brunette peach.
I don't know what that means. I want to see that picture. I
Yeah,
wanna
me
see
too.
the brunette.
No, I totally remember that. There
I'll
was-
fall on the sword on this one, Sean. I'd like to see that picture where the brunette Peach and Sean look like such a great couple. I'd really love to see it. Randy, what do I do? I'd really love to see it. I'll just show you. Anybody want something a little bit? I love it. I'll be right on that scale every time, man. If I get the tiniest idea, I think Sean should ride in the taxi with the brunette Peach. That's me. Look in the back. thing. I think, you know, when you're all milling around, seeing where everybody's gonna shit again, and there's that awkward thing, like, you know what somebody's trying to do. But it's awkward if you try to just sit yourself down by that hot girl, you look like a fucking asshole. You look eager, and it makes you nervous, right? I'll just walk up, hey, I'm sitting here. I really need you to sat right there. That's what I need. Like, no explanation at all, because I want to talk to both of you about an exciting business opportunity. Sit right down. Listen, I mean, because, you know, I'd like to see that picture. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Jeff, just finished off the last, I have to say that, after we logged, video quality and light quality, you know, I got out at Terry, I have to go, to go record it, so I have to do this I just had to do it last week, you know, I was thinking we're gonna increase the quality of that live show, so let me know how it works. Bye.
Yeah. Let's get it together. Always to be there. You feel like that way. What's the word show? I can't remember the name. From the Grandmaster side. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Dick, I've got a rage for you. So today my rage is, well, when people fucking pity you. So, really good anecdote. Back at grade 10, I was part of a fitness class. And what we had to do was do running, which we had to remember technically our camp would do a 10K run. The thing is, we got fucking jump. Oh, everybody should win. Oh, I have a great time. And so her rules were, you always have the high five zone run after they like blast you. So, you know, oh yeah, you're gonna get taken off point, you're supposed to keep it here and anything like that. You know, you figure don't die, you know. And also, that everyone has a pass, no matter what place you stay in, but when you came into the spot. So, really, the fact was, most people think I am. I always came live. 20 minutes. And they always stood there just fucking clapping for me. And it pissed me off so much. I would rather they just fucking insult me to my face. Call me a trophy and shit. There's no fun. Oh yeah, you did a good job. You did a good job. You didn't do anybody. You did a good job. Just fucking pisses me off.
Yeah. These four fucking guys doing something completely worthless.
Yeah, the guy who got the party, the fat guy who got who got the party thrown by him by all this shit.
Yeah, but at least that's a party.
Like, yeah, but it's like you said, you know, guy didn't probably want that.
Oh, who wouldn't want that? You got chicks all over you.
That's probably that guy. Like,
This is a kid being forced into like a forced labor run that is in no way contributes to his physical health. Like the idea that a fat kid's gonna suddenly get any skinnier or more healthy by making him run once a month in PE class is stupid.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's no point in having either at home you're eating healthy and exercising, or you're not. And if you're not, thank God medical insurance exists with that.
Well, that kind of increase in exercise really is probably more detrimental. Raises your regular but like intense workouts, like greatly increases your heart attack, your aesthetic, and stuff.
So this moron teacher who's there for babysitting, because none of these people are being fit on her watch, right? You're either in 10th grade and you're this poor guy, or you're not. She's forcing him to do the forced labor of the run that is only humiliating. There's no, and then making everyone stand around clapping as he does the most fantastic. We're going to do it again. Then they gotta just sit there and suck it every day. Those poor fucking guys. In his mind, he's not old enough to express why he knows this is stupid. And the people like us who know why it's stupid, we're so busy getting fucked in so many other ways that we can't just show up at that guy's, at this poor kid's school, take his PE teacher aside and say, if you do that, if you do it again, I'm gonna come back and just really nail you. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. There's no help.
When I worked with, like you said, the people who know OTT occupied getting fucked by lights and all that.
Yeah. There's not nothing we can do for this poor kid.
Yeah. Stop wasting stuff. You know, Dogwood, Trump's Day. My dad on Facebook. All I see a lot of names up on Facebook. Some congressman, something about I just see my dad, one comment on Facebook, first one, taxation is theft, period, to this congressman's Facebook. All right, thanks, Dan. See you next Tuesday.
Presenting next.
Oh wait, it's Cinco de Mayo this week. Oh, goal! Te quieres stick! Te amas stick! Te necesitas stick! Bienvenidos a Stick! Es solamente programa donde todo está a contexto.
Soy el maestro de la programa, Big Mac.
Con mi, siempre es Sean, el ingeniero audio.
Hola,
Hey, ¿qué pasó, hombre? How did it go? Hey, everybody. That was the SAP. The SAP version. You know, you remember SAP?
Yeah.
You ever fiddle with it?
Yeah,
Like you're watching The Simpsons. You hit that SAP, and then Homer voice kicks in. Hey, you'll buy. No fucking way. This is what, like, millions of people know this guy as Homer.
I watch it exclusively on SAP.
Yeah, I want that guy to do the voice of the regular one. You know what makes me rage about foreign languages? It's such bullshit.
They're such bullshit.
Such bullshit.
Language is bullshit.
Learning a foreign language, like how much time did we waste in embarrassment and panic in high school and maybe college, definitely high school, going through this sham, this charade that any of us are going to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Like any of us. Because if you could go all the way through the program, and it was the only class where you feel, I don't know if I'm speaking for everybody, but at least for me, it was the only class where you feel like a sense of panic over the tests. Because every other class, you get put down to the level where you can coast through it. Mm-hmm. Like nobody's trying. You don't have to try. In like math or English. I didn't try in English in high school. We just talked about how reading a thing made you feel. Like what do we read? Oh, you read 10 pages of the Scarlet Letter. How do you feel about it? Do we really do we need to do this? Do we need to talk? We need to practice having an opinion? Don't worry. The entire rest of life is practicing having a fucking stupid opinion.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it every day. But for whatever reason, if you're not opinioning at the highest level, you can go have an opinion in the remedial English class.
Yeah.
Where they read there's a monster at the end of this book, and then you can have an opinion on that. Every other class, science. You're not getting it right? Remedial class. Or you go to the higher class, whatever. Math, remedial class, do it again. You scoot around too much in math, remedial math class. You can go have fun with those guys. But Spanish, you can't, there's no remedial Spanish, because it's either Spanish or it's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you fail Spanish 1, you don't get to take Spanish 2, right?
I don't know. You have to, though, don't you? You have to take, like, a certain number of Spanish.
Fine arts.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Spanish was just the easiest one?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Look, but my point is I don't know why any of us took it. Because the second you could take all 4 years, ace everything. You do your flashcards, and you go through learning words that you have never said in English for your entire life. Like library. The only time I ever talk about a library is to make fun of it for having jack-off machines. So thank God I know how to say where the jack-off machines are for the homeless in Spanish.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, because the second you get off the plane in Mexico or wherever, the second you wander out of a bar where the little man in the Bandidos uniform who has whale bones in both hands and shot glasses and is blowing the whistle trying to get 19-year-old chicks blasted, the second you leave the comfort of that bar in Mexico, you do not know the first thing about speaking Spanish because you have no vocabulary.
Yeah.
You walk out and like, well, it's getting late. Which way? Where's the pool? No idea. No idea how to say it's a bit chilly. It's a bit chilly. I have no fucking idea. I know how to say how to get. I'll say thank you, Sean. My point is, it's not. They teach you how to talk in the most unnatural way possible, like a magic feather, so that if you walk out and have to either talk to a chick for God's sake, or try to actually get something in Spanish, you're fucked.
You don't think it helped in Costa Rica though? Because they speak pretty clear there. If you're in Mexico, all bets are off.
I don't know.
Because what they speak ain't Spanish.
I don't know. As soon as I try to talk like I'm not a robot, like I'm not
always gonna sound like you learned high school.
You're gonna learn like you're coming out of a children's cartoon. You might as well just walk around the street banging a drum with a sandwich board that says "mug me."
Yeah.
That's what it teaches you to do.
I've been to Baja a bunch of times on fishing trips, and all I know is my Spanish was always better than theirs. So what it accomplished in addition to like pointing or something?
That's what they need to teach. They need to ditch the foreign language and English and just teach grunting and pointing. Like and just reduce everything and get through it. And get through it all the way we were meant to communicate with all these big stupid words. Just get the point across with the universal language of grunting and pointing and some kind of a universal flip-off. No, baby,
I don't like those ways of line of questioning and going. I can already
That's
tell.
what you think big?
There's a
Get some crabs?
no, caught sailfish. Caught some big ones, big dorado.
How big? How big are we talking? Dorados are the ones that are beautiful in the water, and the second you pull them out, they look like shit.
Yeah, they do. They've got the big square. The bowls have a big kind of square heads. It's mahi mahi.
Yeah.
Same fish. Or and dolphin fish. They call them as well. It's all the same fish.
Yeah.
They're about 50 pounds. 50 pounds here.
Yeah, several.
You can take back to the hotel and look at it. Yeah.
My dad.
Sailfish are nice.
Those are not good.
No, you give it to them. Apparently you can smoke them, and they're okay. But it's like swordfish or the billfish, like marlin tastes like shit, sailfish tastes like shit. I've never tried it with just a legal dog, but swordfish is good going on the road.
Get that meat just right off the line. Take a big bite and fucking mobile for it. You show my dominance over the sailfish.
This thing stink, man. Like even just touching like the bill of one, it just reeks of a terrible fish smell. I'm like, okay, like you eat fish, like once you cut it up, and gut it and all that kind of stuff, it's like, it just stinks.
So my dad, it was never addressed when we were kids, but somehow, trophy fish showed up in our house when I was like 8 years old. These giant, like a giant Dorado, so I know exactly what you're talking about, with the bull head, with the little fin, looked like a giant piranha. Looked like a piranha mixed with like a Final Fantasy source, the Final Fantasy 7. He's just got giant blunt nose. For some reason, when I was about 8, a pair of trophy fish showed up, the Dorado on one of them, a sailfish on the other one. The sailfish was like 7, 8 feet long. And my dad did not catch them.
Yeah.
He just like picked them up from somebody.
And just as good.
Brought them home.
Just as good.
And mounted them on the wall.
As
And
if he did
they looked preposterous. Like this is
What room would they be in?
the main TV room, right above the fireplace, where most people would have like pictures of their kids. Like most people would have like those
Yeah, that would look
JCPenney
weird
glamour
there.
shots. It was the most asinine thing. I remember even being a kid and going, "How the fuck are you getting away with this?
Yeah.
How are you like?" What was the compromise that you gave up to allow you to have another guy's trophy fit, not even in the garage, but straight into the main room? Never addressed that mystery. We never solved the mystery of the trophy fit. All right, anyway, let's see what I got today. What's up?
They get jumped.
I don't think we're What makes me rage this week? I got a big list here. Are you aware that there is such a thing as a liquor traps? Are you aware that there is such a thing as a wine margarita?
Yes.
Dude,
What is
apparently
it they sell frozen, basically, right?
no, they sell these in restaurants that don't have a liquor license.
Oh, yeah, or soju cocktails.
Soju cocktails.
Yeah.
Sean, 80s Girl and I spent probably 40 minutes driving around town on Friday just trying to get a bowl of guacamole and some tacos and some margaritas.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually get drunk.
yes, like a real margarita with the taste and the bite of tequila, where I don't have to tell myself that I'm drinking like the liquid equivalent of emasculation.
Yeah.
Just a good old-fashioned American tequila margarita.
Mhm.
That's what we wanted. We spent, and we live in, the concrete bunker is located on a mountainside in what is basically Little Mexico in LA.
Yeah.
We have no chain stores. We have the lights are in different colors. There's no green light. There's just a piñata drops out of the street light when
When
it's
you can
time to
go.
go.
Yeah.
And then there's when it's stop, it's a soccer ball. That the light is it's an actual. What I'm saying is, you would think there is a plethora of locations to go to and get a simple tequila margarita.
Not so.
Checking Yelp, full bar, nothing pops up. That's impossible. We're driving down the street and the restaurants have it in every fucking window. Happy hour, right now. All the margaritas you can drink. Stop in for 3 hours, unlimited chips, margaritas. Happy Friday. Come on in and get blasted. Right here. Here's your stop. Perfect. Pull in, go in, and I say to the lady, hey, just to let you know, Yelp doesn't have a full bar at this place.
Oh,
It
we don't
says
have
no.
that.
We don't have any liquors. We don't have tequila. So what the
You
margarita?
might as well just go to a diner.
Yeah, I might as well go to a liquor store, get a bag of pork rind and a bottle of tequila, and sit on a bus stop and drink. Because I can't go to a restaurant that's got a margarita the size of a barn outside of their place of business. Come on in right here, exactly what you want, and you go in, and it's what? A blended mess of ice full of wine?
How is that possible here, though? That's still
I don't know.
That's incredible.
I spent, because I drew the line. This is one of my line in the sand moments. You know, I'll tolerate a lot of shit, but I am not getting through the week, getting to Friday afternoon, pulling up a spot, sitting on that shitty Naugahyde. What is that boot material? That plastic that the best foods are made out of. You know the Mexican food restaurants? They're all red. It's like a pleather. It's like some kind of leather plastic that you know, everybody knows the feeling of sinking into that nice, comforting Mexican food booth.
It's like that, tuck and roll, like the old upholstery in certain cars. And it's like where it's plastic coated and they stitch it in and it's got.
Yeah, but it feels nice.
bubble.
It's like a nice warm hug for your body and your ass, and it's nice and dark, and you think all I want to do is drink 3 margaritas and flirt with my girlfriend. That's all I want to do is sit here in the darkness of this Mexican restaurant and drink some tequila and some sugar water, and they bring out this atrocity, this trick that they do not tell you is a fake margarita.
No.
Ever. I felt like a prosecutor. I was
God
like,
damn
well,
it.
so you don't have a full bar, what are you putting in the margarita? She's like, oh, it's margarita. No, it's not. Take it all back. I don't have, so we go to another place. Same thing, so I say, I know. We remember, we were both at another place many weeks ago that had they were good margaritas. I know exactly where to go to get the margaritas. You drive 15, 20 minutes out of the way to go to this place that sure has a margarita because we had that place. We get in there. One bottle just Corona. I said, wait a minute. We did drink here, right? And we got really drunk. But that's when we started. No, stupid pussy. That's when we started thinking, wait a minute. We stopped drinking after 2 margaritas and went home because we got tired. And we always blamed ourselves for quitting early on that night,
No.
but it's because they tricked us with these fake fucking margaritas.
Because had you had the full octane stuff, you would have gone right past
Right
the tyrant
through it,
stage.
man.
Yeah, you would have been off to the races.
Fucking need
You
it.
got the wine tiredness, all that sugar, you got your body started making a bunch of insulin trying to deal with that, you got tired.
It's making decisions for me. I need that liquor in my veins to keep me moving forward. You know, you get less and less sleep as you get older.
Yeah.
Like old people don't sleep, right?
No.
It's not because they don't need it anymore. It's just because they've learned how to cope with life without sleep. So I need that liquor. I need it. If you're a Mexican restaurant without tequila, first of all, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yes.
But if you are trying to give people margaritas with soju or whatever in them,
Yeah.
that's straight over the wall. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. First, it should be shut down. First to go. First to go. Hey, remember last week? I don't know if I told you. These dots just across the transit. I went to that bridge girl.
Yes.
The one who leaked the disavow. Maddox says I disavow my book.
Oh, okay.
So I brought to her party, being wanting to have her stuff. I picked up a Trump. Text her. I get this thing like where I just want people to, I want to see their bad side. Like I bought the Trump doll. I walked into this little tienda down the street because, like I said, we're living in Mexico, which is great in some ways. You can't. You go to the store here and you've got to change your frame of reference. If you're going in with a list, throw the list away. You make the list when you're there because the inventory's always changing.
Oh yeah.
You think you want some ground pork? Nah, doesn't exist. Never heard of it. They never heard of it in there before. Anyway,
I know this goes well. We're not like the big chains.
no,
You know, like Super A foods.
Super A, Super King,
Yeah. Super King markets, yeah.
is the worst parking lot in the world. We go to Weeds, so fine. So the guy, hey, yeah, how much is this? I'll take it. I go, yeah, you wanna buy a stick to go with it? So you use it up. Yeah, what else? Well, just come on, give me that. It's like I need it. Like it makes me. I just feel when they if they think they're in a conspiracy with me to like enact to be violent, I just love it. I don't care who it's like. Yeah. Give me that. So I take the Trump thing, apart, drop it off. Everybody tells me that people come over taking pictures with it. Like it's a celebrity. I've never seen anything like this
Yeah.
before.
So ridiculous.
No,
It's gonna be so ironic.
from their trip every day from their apartment to Whole Foods to the dog gym
Yeah.
to the Earth Cafe to the headshot to the coffee shop where everybody's riding to what else have they got to their record store and then back to their they don't encounter any Trump encounters.
No.
So they gotta take a picture of this thing. So apparently I leave the party. And this is what makes me weird. Somebody comes over to the pinata. Hey, is this your pinata? She goes, yeah. This guy says, no, I don't. I actually like fucking he flashes like a knife. Like a full-on a full-on knife as though he's gonna start stabbing people up
Yeah.
over this fucking pinata that I brought to this guy.
Yeah.
Jesus, alright, so happy birthday. You're welcome. You're welcome to the birthday.
What became of the pinata?
Oh, he's sick.
He's sick.
He's kind of sick. Okay, this is what makes me rage.
Candy in there?
No, I put Elizabeth Warren's chances of winning the 2020 election in there. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you break it open, a big fucking fat nothing slides out of it. Here's what makes me rage this week. The social justice warrior is dead.
Yeah.
You know that? The social justice warrior, you know that phrase? You know who that is?
You mean, yeah, I do. But you're saying the concept is dead?
Okay, they're dead. The era of the social justice warrior is dead.
Well, something worse has now replaced it.
The science justice. That's the time we're living in.
Because of the march,
Yeah, man.
the marches.
It's really, I thought it would wear out of my system by this week because it happened early last week.
Yeah.
Bill Nye's ridiculous ass Netflix drop. Just 10 episodes of pure propaganda. Like a guy who is famous for wearing a bow tie is saving the world, but he's actually thinking that he's saving the world. This is my problem with
Is he alike to Al Gore in your mind?
No,
I mean,
because
except
Al
with,
Gore
like, a-
is a straight Al Gore is a straight politician.
Yeah.
Trying to pitch this idea with fear mongering. It's honest. At least just tell me you're a big fat blowhard. This is what you do. You get PowerPoints together and you try to freak everybody out and gin up money. You're a politician, man. Great. Bill Nye is pretending to be a scientist, and I think it actually fucking worked.
Is he not a scientist? He's a scientist, isn't he?
He has a beat. Okay,
I always want to know these
here's
people's credentials. 'Cause
I'll
I'm
give
always
you his
curious.
credentials
Yeah.
because I was on Facebook complaining about Bill Nye.
Yeah.
I was tweeting about Bill Nye
I
last
don't know
week.
that much about Bill Nye.
I'll tell you a little
I mean,
bit
I
about
know
him.
who he is. But
I was tweeting about him last week.
Yeah.
By the way, the New York Post stole one of my tweets,
Oh yeah.
put it in an the New York fucking Post, who I thought was cool. Because they were cool all election season. I thought they were one of the good guys. They took one of my fucking tweets about Bill Nye, put it in an article, and then credited it to a Twitter user.
Oh God.
Like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, everybody else's tweet in the whole article has like their own little box.
Sure.
Like, you know how when you see tweets and news articles, it's got like a little mini Twitter in it?
Yeah.
Where you can see their little picture and like they look like a human being. Mine is just a quote that says a Twitter user. Like, what the fuck, a Twitter user? I got more followers than a fucking writer in the article.
Even the New York Post doesn't really want to be associated with
Yeah, like what the hell, dude? So you just take my joke, put it at the top,
Yeah.
the top of the social part of your article to sum up exactly how you feel, and it's just a guy said this. Don't worry about who it was. Might as well have just been me.
you. Sure.
I said Bill Nye should have rebooted his show as a way for old fans to introduce their kids to science instead of just taking a big shit in their mouths, which is what he did. Right? Seems like an obvious play. Oh, you're famous for teaching science to kids? Well, why don't you, like, reboot this for kids and adults? Well, like, if you really want to spread science, because today's kids aren't any smarter than the 10-year-olds were 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So let's just do that. No, I got a better idea. Let's just talk to the adults as though they're still children.
Yeah.
My point. New York fucking. Oh, let me see. Let me see who did it. I don't know exactly stuff. Yeah. New York Post. Chris Perez at Yankee_MSU. That's the guy who made me a Twitter user.
Yeah.
A Twitter user wrote on Tuesday. At least I get the date.
Yeah.
At least I get credit for having existed on a day. Whoever that random user was.
Was it from Dick
Damn.
Richardson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other guy's dead. The other guy was murdered by Maddox. Now there's only Dick.
Okay.
Yeah, the other guy's done. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I've been running my mouth about Bill Nye.
Yeah.
I go on Facebook and this guy says, well, he's a rich scientist, they know more than me. Let me see if that's true. I go to Bill Nye's Wikipedia page, and I have a better degree than him. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. Even if we're just going by pure meritocracy, right? That like achievements don't matter at all in the world. We're just going by the number of $100,000 Boy Scout badges you have. Okay. Meritocracy is a bad thing. It is not. It's been co-opted to mean something good, but it was started as something bad, meaning that your level of success and achievement is not to be determined by the number of merits you have, by the degrees you have, by the youth coordinating action committees you served on, by the number of homeless shelters you've been to as a child. These things don't matter. This is a meritocracy and it's a bad thing. So stop saying it like it's a fucking compliment, because merits do not equal success, right? This is what I'm saying. If we're going by pure meritocracy, mine are bigger and better than Bill Nye's. He's got a mechanical engineering degree from Cornell. I've got an engineering and science degree from Caltech.
Yeah, better school.
Better school.
Yeah,
how many fucking nuclear bombs was your school involved in? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He worked in the business class jet degree. So the business jets, like the G6s of his day at Boeing.
Okay.
Self-piloting F-14s at JPL.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Better. Mine kill people.
Yeah.
You're keeping businessmen from experiencing too much noise.
Yeah.
While they're traveling around selling billion-dollar military industrial contracts to each other.
Well, my problem.
That's killing terrorists.
Yeah. No, my problem is Neil deGrasse Tyson does this all the time. When he's an astrophysicist, right?
Yeah.
Whenever he speaks, as you pointed out months ago on the show, whenever he speaks on something in a related field,
Yeah.
he fucks it up 100% of the time. That's not where his knowledge lies. But
No.
he thinks he's so smart. Well, okay, you've got a good degree. You're very well versed in this particular sect of science, but that doesn't mean that you're a climatologist. Or
If I want to know how to cut down on the rattling in my luxury sports car, you're the first guy I'm going to come to, Bill Nye. Why does my car squeak every time I get into it?
Yeah.
Everything else, sex, gender, everything else, I don't want you anywhere near, and I don't want science anywhere near, because science is the opposite of humanity. Everybody marching for science, you're the fucking fuel for the science machine. You do not want science. You do not want this much science in your life. Be very fucking careful, because science does not care if you... Go ahead.
No, that's true.
Science is Dr. Manhattan. It's just a bunch of molecules. And the worst thing that can happen is just applying it to everything.
Well, here's the thing, and I remember I'm going to bring up something else you said when we were talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you're very right. By nature, the way that it's supposed to work is science is always wrong until it's not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you go through a lot of it, it keeps getting revised. It is not supposed to have hubris in that once we really think we figured it out, that's what it is. And then you make laws and things based on that. Like,
And then it's
you don't
wrong.
want to do that.
No, you don't want to
You don't
do that.
want to do that.
You don't want to do that. We did like Bill Nye's got one of the things.
Now,
on the show.
evidence-based, I'm all about evidence, and there's a lot of things that I think we have figured out, but then there's things that have flown in the face of hundreds of years of thought. That we
This-
thought,
Science,
and all of a sudden you go, oh, we were wrong about that.
science is a nuclear eugenics factory on the moon, while half the planet starves to death or of dehydration. That's science.
Yeah.
You want to fund science? There you go. You got your nuclear eugenics lab on the moon. Oh, do you think you're going to be a part of it? No. Wrong, idiot. Thanks for the march. Thanks for marching to put a fucking factory on the moon of perfect people while everybody on the planet fucking starves.
But don't you think the marching is just so people feel like they're doing something? When it's like, it's right, because I'm always saying, like, what is this accomplishing?
I think they took it from us. I think they took science from us. I think they took it from people who are actually doing it and made it something stupid.
Well, okay, yeah, that happens
You
a lot.
think science
It's
needs
the whole
girls to code?
It's the whole I fucking love science thing that happened, so many years ago or whatever. It's like, or same with like the I love nerds. It becomes hip to like geeky or nerdy things.
Yeah.
And it's always dumbed down, and that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson does. That's what it's like pop shit, easily digestible. So people who don't really have the inclination to really delve into on a deep level to some of this stuff can kind of parrot headlines or bullet points from articles and think that they know something about string theory.
Yeah. Yeah. I did delve into it a little bit. I did a little bit of deep digging. Okay, this week. Because I don't think you need an engineer to tell you what's going on with sex, or global warming, or climate change, or any of this shit. Because I'm an engineer, and I don't fucking know any of it. I don't know. I looked at the models.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yeah.
I could read it over and over again and say like, well, I got a lot of questions, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna stop taking 3-hour showers because of any of this shit that I'm reading. So where are we?
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people will. That's the thing. It's like, oh, it'd be great if everybody did this. Except for, like, I can kind of justify to myself that I'm going to still kind of live. It's just me living like this. Everybody else will they'll pick up the slack.
Let me read you the stats on exactly what's going on with energy consumption in the world.
Yeah.
So we know if a guy in a blue lab coat and a bow tie is going to save it.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking guy telling me that they know more than me about it really pissed me off, because it's not an engineering problem. It's not an engineer that should be looking at this. It's an economist. It stopped the second that they shut down nuclear reactors. That's when it stopped being an engineering problem. And I was, well, all right. So we got what, solar and windmills. That's what's going to pull us out of it. Let's get an economist on here. Like, this is the best you guys can do. This is it. That's it. This is the best engineering could do is, I don't know, we got wind, we got atoms, we got coal, you got a certain amount of energy that we need every day, and they're all pumping poison into the atmosphere. This is what we got. This is where I end, and an economist takes it over and figures out the fucking numbers, because that's what they do. So I brought in some of the numbers. Here you go.
Let's give it a shot.
2014. 20% of the world's total energy is used by the United States. 5% of the population. That's as much as every one American uses. The energy of 2 Japanese people, 6 Mexicans, 13 Chinese people, 31 Indian people, 128 Bangladeshis, 300 Tanzanians, 370 Ethiopians. Me and you, together in this room, 1,000 Ethiopians.
Wow.
So exactly how do we save the world with a bunch of solar-powered calculators? It's like coming to a party with there's 100 beers, and the whole world is there, right? Representatively, right? Like there's one guy from America. It's me. There's 20 beers at the party, and I say, I'm taking 20 of these beers.
Yeah.
Now what? Well, there's 370 Ethiopian guys who would also like some beer. Tough shit. We only give them one of these? Because I'm not going to do it. I'm going to die with this 5-pack, with this 6-pack of beer, and there's nothing. You know what's going to happen at that party? Those guys are going to want to bring in beers. So what? We got to stop them from bringing in beers? That's not the way it works. If the number of people China, 4 times the population of the U.S. India, 4 times or 5 times, I don't know, one of them. If they started using energy as much as we did, this is a 10-fold increase in the amount of whatever warming we're causing. Meanwhile, China's got swaths of windmills doing fucking nothing in the north of China because they can't afford the power lines to connect them. Good fucking job. But let's not flush our toilets too much. Thank you for settling the science. You got it, Bill Nye. Your part is done. Now how about somebody whose experience is relevant in a field of deciding which human lives get to live or die weigh in on this? Because that's what we're looking for. An economist. Not a guy who explains elevators to kids. Not a guy who's making luxury class airliners more comfortable for the top of the 1%. Tried to be an astronaut 4 times. He failed every time. Bill Nye. That's the guy.
Yeah, I'm always, it's funny because you hear, oh, he's a scientist. And then nobody really asks the follow-up question.
Like, what is he a
in
scientist
what field?
in?
Yes, what is it, right.
Because the second he appeared, okay, you want to know his real history?
Yeah,
So
no,
he
I'm always
started-
just curious. I'm saying in
He
general.
started working at Boeing, but then he would do stand-up comedy at night.
Mhm.
Immediately quit Boeing to go work on some sketch TV program where his big character was a crime fighter who would not deviate from speed walking.
Uh-huh.
This is a scientist.
Okay.
This is a scientific portrayal. This is a spokesman of fucking science, Sean. A guy whose ambition was to be a speed walker on television.
It's because real scientists aren't, they don't have the personalities, he's an entertainer.
You know what? Real scientists don't fucking care what people think. They only care about what each other thinks in their field.
And they fucking should.
Because it's not a team sport.
No.
They don't need support. They don't need awareness. It's the one thing that doesn't need awareness. Because it's gonna keep going whether you're aware of it or not. They're gonna sit there in their lab, throwing people at the wall until the wall breaks. Because that's why there's ethics in science. Because without it, there would be absolutely none. They would just do whatever they wanted to solve the mystery. To figure out what, like, well, I mean, let's just throw some people out into space and see what happens. The Russians did. America, we got to use monkeys. Well, might take us a little longer.
Think we could do that now?
Throw monkeys into space?
Yeah.
No. So
Yeah.
who's anti-science?
Yeah.
But all these fucking assholes marching
Well,
for science.
it's
Like,
the
are
same
you guys
people-
sure?
Be-
Are you sure you want us to do some science? Because we could
It's a good
pull
point.
some of the regulators
Good
off
point.
and do it for real.
That's a good point. I know, it
We could
is,
start experimenting on more prisoners.
it's
Would
the
you
same
like that?
people.
Does that make you comfortable?
Yeah, I know. It's how much science do you want?
How much do you want? I don't think you want. They throw in the sex and the gender thing. Like, I don't think you want to have science weigh in on this. Like, we're all okay with just letting it be. You don't need to involve science, because you might get an answer that you don't like.
Yeah.
But we gotta get more girls coding. That's what science needs. Scientifically.
Mhm.
Girls need to be playing with Legos.
Yeah.
That's science, these jackasses, and Bill Nye's right at the front of it.
Yeah. So
Uh,
Bill Nye is on the shit list now too.
Well, you know,
Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye.
he's going around, he did that thing where he was debating creationists, where he debated
Yeah, I
that
remember that.
creationists can him. I would like to debate him on creationism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in God now. And I would, because he gets this idiot up on a podium and then just brutally attacks him. Like the guy's defending something that's indefensibly stupid. And Bill Nye's making a big show about debating a creationist. I'd like to debate him. I believe in God now. That God is an 11th dimensional hyper-consciousness that runs the universe, because every level of complexity that we get that determines decisions, we link inherently to consciousness. That's why we have a hierarchy of us, monkeys, dolphins, cats, dogs, and cephalopods, all the way down to bacteria, and we assign a little bit less rights to each of them. So as we go up the chain, surely the entire universe of complexity must represent a consciousness at some point. That's the first law of thermodynamics. You can't just create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
There must have been something before it.
Mhm.
Therefore, there's more proof of there being a God than there isn't, you smug fuck. Let's have that debate.
Yeah. I don't ever see the point in that. You're just debating somebody's faith.
I'm just showing off.
Yeah.
10% of the world's energy comes from preferred fuels.
Okay.
Solar, wind, hydroelectric.
That's what we want.
And hydroelectric is bad. Bad. Making a bunch of dams
Yeah.
that wipe out entire regions. Like
Yeah.
China, you've heard of China's dams. Like this is gonna supply us with 10% of our power.
Yeah.
We just need to wipe out the homes of 50 million people, and then we're gonna build, and then oops, it only supplied 2% of our power. Right? This is the preferred one, because it's not coal. 10%.
Yeah.
It goes up approximately 1% every 10 years. It will take 1,000 years to replace fossil fuels. And I'm the idiot? I see the fucking graph. Let's see that one. Instead of congratulating each other about how many goddamn windmills we can build.
Mhm.
When? Let's get the economists out. When is this gonna work? 1,000 years. Start over. Start the fuck over. 1,000 years ago, we were shitting in a hole. So let's do that. Everybody, that's the fix. You want to save the world? Everyone in America, shit in a hole, rub flowers, carry around a giant bouquet of flowers because of your stench,
Yeah.
because we can no longer have anything nice. World saved. Otherwise, what? Nobody else in the world has a right to industrialize at all?
Well, and
They're
that's
just
the
living in shit for the rest of time until Elon Musk takes everybody to Mars and then gives the rest of the people on Earth who aren't as rich as that asshole a big fucking middle finger because none of us are going.
It's always cracked me up, especially with India, which is rapidly industrializing, and that's all of a sudden it's like we got to get these people under control, and it's
Yeah.
you know, us telling,
Oh, how are we going to do that?
oh, so they're not
Blowing them up. They're
Yeah.
not allowed to have coal. They're not allowed to have any power.
Yeah.
They're just supposed to shit in a river,
Yeah.
the same one that they bathe in for the rest of fucking time, because Bill Nye says so. Deny that one.
Yeah.
How exactly does it work? How many fucking, if we're able to add 1% every 10 years, how exactly do we stop them from, how do we stop them from offsetting everything we've fucking done overnight?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing in the fucking world, and they call it science. Really upset. It's that one guy who said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about because these are the top men.
Yeah.
Even as a top, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about because I don't know what any of it is. I'm the same, I have a more recent degree than them. And I will tell you straight up, I don't fucking know because I don't have any money to make on it either way.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get the people who know necessarily commenting publicly.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the people who know, like the people who actually study this, who have the credentials to do it, like you said, they only care what each other thinks. They don't care what the public thinks. And it's just, I guess the scientific journals are available.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's, you know, it's my understanding that the people who know, there is an overwhelming consensus among them. But you're not hearing them talk about that.
What do you think of this other research the guy's doing? Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's
a fucking I don't understand that consensus shit either. Like, what does it?
well,
Okay,
that's a cynical view of peer review.
what's a cynical view of there's no? I don't care how many scientists agree. You're not stopping India and China from building whatever the fuck they want.
Well, that's a given.
You couldn't even stop
No.
one man in a cave from building a nuclear weapon. You're
Yeah.
gonna stop 2 billion people from consuming as much energy as you yourself do?
I think
good fucking luck.
I think their point might be that it's like it's the scientists who are studying. They're saying this is what we found, not here's how to fix it.
I guess, but
You know what I mean?
it seems like
Shit.
they're turning it into
Yeah.
here's how to fix it.
Well, by the people hijacking it.
Yeah,
Like
by
Bill
those
Nye.
assholes who want to be
Yes.
famous. That was
Yes.
my point. All
Exactly
he ever
right.
did was want attention and want to be famous. He gave up
It's right in his
science.
track record.
Yeah, as soon as he quit Boeing to
Yeah.
be on a sketch comedy TV,
He kind of lost credibility.
he stopped being a fucking Stockman isn't on TV every day telling us to consult, pretending like he's a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
At least House is playing jazz like an entertainer. He's not on TV every day telling you how to fix your cancer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. House. You know absolutely fucking nothing about medicine. Thanks for being a good guy and not pretending you're something that you're not.
Yeah, but Bill Nye did stay on a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah. So he knows he's got it all figured
That's
out.
interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know very much about him. What his background. I go, oh, he's a scientist of some sort. I never was very curious about him.
Business jets.
Yeah.
Business jets. Having a rough ride? Blame it on Bill Nye over
Ready to go
here.
in?
He was the one in charge of making sure your dip got stuck while you were flying in your G6 over the middle of America. That was his job. He had the ball cradling cushion. That was his job. Was to make sure that the cushion in your jet cradled your balls properly. Ultimate class and comfort of a business liner jet.
Yes.
Nothing about fucking Dolph Lundgren has more.
I know he's a
credentials than Bill Nye.
MIT grad, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an MIT grad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lore.
How about that?
Yeah. It's always funny. People always shocked to find out that he's a legitimate IQ level genius.
Yeah.
And it's like
Zach doesn't weigh in on it.
no.
Because he's got that rockin' bod, man. Because he lifts. If Bill Nye just lifted more, maybe he could get some topless pics out there on Instagram and get all the fucking attention that he wants. But instead, he's got to go on TV and distract everybody with this sky is the sky's fucking falling, but it's not our fault. What are we gonna hold up one part of it? The whole thing's coming down.
Oh, Yeah, the point you make about the rest of the world industrializing, I've always seen it that way, where it's like, what, they're not allowed to go through like a societal evolution or an industrial revolution?
Or like a not living in shit huts?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
so what are we? We're already not giving them stuff.
so much of the world lives in squalor. And it's like you get some guys who are actually happen to get educated in another country and they say, hey, like, I know how to do some of this stuff now. And it's like,
Let's build a coal plant.
let's keep 50 million people, you know.
Don't be a denier.
Yeah.
Makes me fucking sick.
The whole, the morality, yeah, it's the whole morality of it all.
They took it. Science, the era. It's the era of the science justice warrior.
Yeah.
It no longer means what we think it means. Science.
Yeah.
Now it's just how you feel, and they call it science. It doesn't need to be there.
Depressing.
The views expressed in this podcast
All right. I've
do not reflect
You know what
the
else?
I like
opinions
that
held
one, though. I like that rant.
by any
I learned
employee
something in that.
Did you? What did you learn?
About Bill Nye.
of this shop.
It's,
That he's like every
It is
Hollywood.
provided purely
like
for
it's basically like an
entertainment
Instagram model
purposes.
telling you. It's
To
like an
keep me
Instagram model
not
who's
bored
read a
while I'm
couple
sanding
books
brushes.
by Stephen Hawking, telling you about how to live.
Yeah,
FYI.
it's just
Fuck you.
But see, the real stuff, like going to read the published works and stuff, like it's not sexy. Like we want to be spoon-fed as a society of that. Like, oh, here's a guy who, since he has, like you say, he has a merit badge.
Yeah.
You know, we're not that particular on which merit badge he has. All I know is that he has
He has the
one or
merit
two-
badge of being on TV.
And I don't have, yeah, and that's the biggest merit badge of
Yeah.
all, because they must know what they're talking about if they're on TV or the radio, or they get to write for a living.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we sort of just defer, we sort of just don't question. I think it's just that little bit of legwork, like you were talking about. It's like, oh, what is his degree? Does he have any type of degree related to this, and does he have any type of actual working experience related to this as well? And like the answer doesn't really seem to be yes.
Well, here's the truth that all the people marching for science don't want to face. You can't understand it. It's too fucking big.
Yeah.
You think you could spend your whole life trying to understand it, but there's a good chance the 10-gallon bucket is not going to fit in a 5-gallon brain. You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe there's a guy out there who can understand the whole thing all at once, who's been working on it his whole life. It ain't fucking you.
Yeah.
You're just listening to what people told you and getting pissed off.
And that's the thing. Everybody's a headline skimmer, and yeah, talk about everybody's going off half-cocked.
I would like them to at least face the possibility that they cannot understand it. At least
You have to be.
fathom that it's out there.
Yes.
That there might be something you come across one day where you have to throw your hands up and go, you know what? It's just too complicated for me. I don't get it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm just gonna bow out of this one.
Yeah. You always have to have that in the back of your mind. It's hard too, because people dig their heels in.
Yeah. 100 beers at the Earth party.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking 6. You're not giving a single one up. I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the way it works now. I got my 6 beers. Once I finish all of them, maybe India and China can have the little bit left over, the foam and the spit at the bottom of the bottle. Give that. You can share that. But all of this is mine. Good fucking luck. How do you split this up anyway? How do you split up 6 beers among 300 people? 370 people? You can't. It doesn't split. You gotta make more beer.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what else makes me rage this week?
You have more.
Yeah, when you're drinking ice water, and you try to get the last bit of the ice water and all the ice.
Oh, I fucking hate that so much.
So embarrassing.
Yeah. And the water that you wanted to get, the ice hits you in the teeth, and the water goes all over your
your
shirt.
fucking shirt.
That's I hate it so much.
And you gotta wear it like a badge of shame
It's because
for the
it's
rest of the day.
It depends on what kind of minerals I think are in the ice and
To
the
make
temperature
them
of the water
stick together?
to make them stick together.
Oh, is this more
And-
science? You better fucking watch it, Sean. I'm anti-science.
You
now.
know-
I'm a full-on creationist now.
Nice.
I'll debate any atheist. I believe 100% in God right now, and I'll debate anyone, anytime about the existence of God.
Any smart atheist would never even take that bait. They'd never take the bait. There's no point.
It's the minerals and the ice that stick them together.
I'll go with that.
You gotta wear the. And
For
it's
some
that-
reason, they stick together. When,
Yeah.
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But when they stick together for whatever reason, it all comes out as that chunk. moving all the water along with it. You get the ice right in the teeth, you get the water all over the fucking place. And I fucking hate
And
it.
it makes your
That makes me
shirt dry differently. Like even when it dries, it's the touch of that shirt that is dry now of your shame. You can still feel it on you. You got to start over. Is that just me? Do I have like hypersensitive skin that
I
once
haven't noticed that. but-
once a shirt dries, you can like the properties of the shirt are slightly different.
Like it's a little stiffer and one.
Yeah, like if you have a shirt in the washer and you take it out and you fuck up because you got drunk and you forgot to put it in the dryer, it dries like all stiff and crappy. You know?
Yeah.
When you put it in the dryer, it's like nice and soft and put your golf into it. But when it dries outside of the washer, it's all rough. You gotta start over.
Oh, God.
Big Show shirts, man, very soft. You
Very-
yeah,
yeah,
off in these
that's
several times before washing them. That's what you're wearing for the rest of the day. That shame that you got to start over, because then you put on a new shirt, but then your skin is still wet. You got to start completely over.
Yeah.
You got to go
back to bed.
Go back, start over, have some quick sausage so you can do a morning shit. Get in the shower, wash the mistakes off of you, start all over.
Which would
Every
also
time-
be like if you're in the shower and then you have to take a shit, you might as well just fucking do the day over
Go
again.
back.
That's yeah.
Go back.
You've lost.
All right.
You're a loser that day.
I got some.
Everything is wrong. Your timing is awful.
I got some stuff for us today.
Uh,
Dustin sent in something really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Reddit
did
appro-
too.
Reddit approved?
No, not Reddit approved. Some people are annoyed that he was able to videotape the show, and he still hasn't pitched any bits on Reddit.
Hmm.
I don't think they're wrong.
What do you mean annoyed that he was allowed
involved.
to?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, I think somebody's gonna call in later and
really?
Oh, that's me. I'm on this one.
I didn't know that was even going on.
That we were taping it.
Mhm.
That was a last minute thing.
Hmm.
Consuelo sent in a podcast. too.
He did?
Yeah, for Cinco de Mayo.
Oh,
or
boy.
Consuelo's nephew, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here you go.
Hey, welcome again, muchachos, to the Consuelos podcast. The only show which is literally bound together by zip ties. The only show which is not in danger of being sued by any Middle Eastern ethnicities. I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez. I'm pretty excited, amigos, for this special edition of the Consuelos podcast, because as you may know, Cinco de Mayo is coming.
Yeah.
That time of year where we don't even know what are we celebrating or why the gringos decided to celebrate this day for us. I believe that a long time ago, all the Mexican army butchered a small French recon patrol, and we tried to make it as if it was a big fucking deal, even though we later
Is that
lost
true?
the war. But hey, who the fuck cares?
That's Bill Murray.
Gather with your family, make some barbacoa, sing the colores with your abuelita, have a great time if
Yeah.
we got the day off. And if you don't, you can always call in sick to work. Even though I don't think they got phones in the picking fields, am I right? Hey, come on. I'm just kidding. Have an awesome Cinco de Mayo, amigos. Use a sombrero, tacos, jabón protected sex, and be as stereotypical as you can, and go fuck yourselves.
No. Special Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
So
I missed that.
me too. Let's see what else I got here. Somebody's been making memes of me. Chris Griffith. So Peach posted this picture of me looking like a jackass on her Instagram and Twitter. I think I look pretty fucking cool.
What do you look like?
The general consensus was that I look like a jackass. Taken out of context too. I thought this would be a private picture. Like I thought I was posing for a private picture among friends.
You don't know better by now?
No, I thought this was a private. I thought this was a private space where I could talk about. I could let my guard down a little bit, and not be afraid of saying something. Not being afraid of saying something wrong, like I am all the time, every day, all day, every day.
Yeah.
That tinnitus screeching in the back of my head, saying, "Please don't say something wrong. Please don't say something wrong," all the fucking time. I thought I was in a comfortable atmosphere, a safe space, John, where I could let my guard down a little bit, but this is what gets posted on the internet. If you can see that. That's from camping.
Oh, that was a recent pic?
Yeah, that was from our camping trip that I was talking about a week ago, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, somebody showed me that.
Yeah, well, they're turning it into a bunch of goddamn memes. It's me with a yellow tank top and
Excuse me.
shorts, sideways hat. Yeah, glasses talking about drugs aren't cool except for the cool ones. Let's see. Here's a shot of me with the cast of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Pretty good one. Fit right in there. That's pretty good. Here's one. I don't know who these guys are. Can't really see them. Is it the Backstreet Boys?
It looks like a boy band.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking boy band.
So,
Here's a good one. Me talking to some computer girl with a sword. Hey girl, you like dragons? Cause I'm gonna be dragging my nuts. I'm gonna be dragging my dick on your forehead so you can see these nuts. Had to get both of them in there on that one. Dragging my.
yeah.
You like
Yeah.
dragons?
Yeah.
So if you ever meet a woman who's into dragons,
There you
that's
go.
a good line.
Yeah.
Into dragons and be dragging on your forehead so you can see these nuts. Let's see. Lakembra sent in a song. Lakembra sent in a 2.5 million downloads song.
Didn't somebody else do this? No, this is the Proclaimers. But somebody else did the Proclaimers song. So what? Or something else. Was it
Is it on this show?
Yeah.
He's ripping them off then. I don't even want to hear it anymore if we've already been down this road before,
I don't know,
John.
check the live stream. Somebody,
I'll play it. I'll play it.
I think it was about the downloads too.
It was?
I think
Are
so.
you sure you guys didn't already hear this song?
I don't know anymore.
Million downloads.
No, because somebody else showed it to me.
I don't know, man. All right, let me get these guys in the.
You fucked up, and then what? You better start believing in 2.5 million downloads, Carla, because you're in it. We're going at thousands, tens of thousands of miles an hour.
All right. Thank you, Lakemba.
Oh, maybe.
We overshot 2 million by a week and a half. 2.5 million.
You know what I got that I forgot to
Maybe
get
he
to last
released
week?
it somewhere else.
You think so? Maybe he sent it to you privately.
No.
He wanted a Sean approval on that song before. Has anybody sent you any songs?
Huh?
What do you do?
I
Give them
listened
like
to
a
them.
3-page email on what they could do better.
No.
Like Simon Cowell, you sit there.
No.
All right, I didn't get to this last week, but I should have got to it at the show. At the Philly show, we had everybody fill out cards of what makes them a rage.
Yeah.
And Christian Langdon helped with that a lot.
Yes.
I met that guy at the meetup the night before. You
He's
weren't
from,
there for that.
no, I wasn't there, but he's from Dallas. isn't he?
Dallas, yeah, he helped a lot with getting this together.
Yeah.
He had to get a bucket, put it on a table, and then write what makes you a rage and put that in front of him. So really, a tremendous amount. You know what? Actually, you know what makes me rage this week from last week? It's the Captain Hindsight guy. Because I was making such a big deal about the t-shirts on the show and selling them
Shit.
in Philly. I had everybody I know personally ask me, like the people who are, the guys I know who are always gunning to throw me a stump ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My dad, stump ball thrower #1.
Yes.
Who thinks he's fucking Hideo Nomo of stump balls, Nolan Ryan of stump balls, who is just sitting there 300 yards away, like that guy from, who is the guy in American Sniper? Chris, what was his name?
Kyle.
Chris Gooch? Kyle?
I think Chris Kyle is the
Chris Kyle is his name?
the real guy?
Yeah, the real guy.
Pretty sure.
That really killed all those guys.
Chris Kyle, I'm almost
The
sure.
guy that Chris Cooper played.
Bradley Cooper played.
Bradley Cooper
played
played Chris Kyle.
Yeah.
The American Sniper.
Yes.
That's my dad, but with stump bullets. A stumper. A stump sniper. He will sit on his hill in Fallujah, and I will be just wandering through town, trying to put on a live show, and balancing Dustin being late and not having a driver's license, and balancing the girls wanting to go see things, like experience the city a little bit, and being way too hungover because I didn't want to get that drunk, trying to balance all these plates, wandering through the Fallujah of life. And then there's my father, Chris the stump sniper, sitting 1,000 yards away with his stump rifle, who will wait for the perfect moment and then breathe out and pull the trigger on the stumpiest stump snipe in history. We get back, and he goes, hey, how'd that t-shirt sales work out for you in Philly? I was like, it's great. One mistake, though, they didn't have credit card processing at the event. So a lot of people said that they couldn't get shirts because, nobody carries cash anymore. But it's okay, I put them on the website, we'll see. It was great, though. He goes,
Then he says,
well, I think you could just go to Best Buy and get a little stripe reader. Can't you? He does the can't you thing, like, I don't know.
like he doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm just a southern, just a good old Mexican country boy with my stump sniper rifle. Can't you? Isn't that a thing that you could do? And I'm like, look, man, do not I'm tired today. I'm hungover. Don't fucking talk to me about what I could have done to get credit. I know exactly what I could have done. Don't fucking talk to me about it. And I could see him just sitting in the window, watching me with shirtless, with his suspenders hanging down around his pants, with his stump rifle, doing whatever this exercise is, lumbar twist exercises.
You put that on your shoulders when you're walking through a river and you don't want to get it wet.
Yeah.
I think that's the look.
And I could see him looking at me all dinner, I'm like, I fucking know exactly what you want to say. You want to ask again. You want to ask a third time if I could have just done something so simple as go to Best Buy and get a stripe reader, and you read that you could do that. I know we both know that you're right. Stop don't even look at me with that, look away.
Yeah.
Look away from me. What do you want? What do you want from me? I just want to shake him, like, what do you want me to say? You're right, I'm sorry. I fucked up. So I go through that, and then I hang out with Coach 2 nights later. Same fucking thing. I wanted to blow my goddamn stack with these guys who just cannot help themselves. He's laughing up a storm. Well, you could just go to Best. I'm like, Coach, I swear to Christ, I know. You're just putting on this performance for yourself. I don't know what you get out of it. Shut the fuck up, though. I'm sick of hearing about it.
Captain Hindsight.
It's really fucking bothering me. Anyway, we got all these cards.
Oh, look at that.
What makes people a rage, right? Big fistful of rage about here. No doubt. Maybe 200 cards. I scanned them all, put them up on the site, so you can see what makes people rage.
Did they sign their names? They must,
Some
right?
of them
Because they could have been called out.
Some of them did. Some of them only signed their names.
Oh, that's okay.
And I don't know if they're talking about someone or if they just wanted to get their name there and then forgot to write the rest. We did have 10 people kicked out. We set the record for, set multiple records.
10
at the
people were
show.
kicked out.
The only podcast to have people kicked out of a show.
Okay.
The most with 10. So good luck, last podcast on the left.
Yeah.
See how many people you get kicked out of your live shows. You got 10. 10 people. And the biggest bar tab from any podcast by far.
Oh, that's awesome.
Quote, by far. Yeah, they kept it open until like 12:30.
They did. That's why the staff looked so fucking pissed off when we were leaving.
They were pissed.
They had to listen. They had to listen to the show.
Yeah.
And people chanting,
With Santa
"Build the
check."
wall,"
Yeah.
and they had to work way late.
Here's one. Headlights are too bright. That was one
Headlights are
that
too
somebody
bright.
dropped in.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Blinding you, man.
Sometimes they are.
It's like, how much do you need to see? How much do you really need? Every time I see a commercial for Xenon, this is by Chels. Oh, I think this is by Chels. The
Oh yeah.
the official trap. Is
Yes.
that what Dustin called her?
I guess so.
She was real nice at the
Yeah.
event.
She was.
She was crying like a chick at the end. So, I mean, that's a good test.
Sure.
If you're of the whole gender thing, right? Cries
Yeah.
like a chick.
Okay.
I'm doing it then. Then I guess you're a chick. You're crying like a chick. That makes you a chick. As far as I'm concerned, I only know one man who cries like that, Maddox. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist like Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't know. Gender is a spectrum. That's what he says. It's a little limiting, I think.
I thought sexuality was a spectrum.
Yeah, sexuality. I think it's more. It can be a wave or a particle, and it changes when you measure it. That's much more inclusive. Bill Nye's the
Trap?
no, he is. Headlights are too bright. Every time I see one of those xenon bulb commercials,
Yeah.
I think like you're really doing a disservice to everyone. And like, how much do you need to see? How much do you need to see when you're driving at night? If you need it to be daylight when you're driving around, you're already in a 2-ton truck that weighs as much as a whale that fills up the entire lane. We're already making the lanes wider for you, and you need it to be daylight. You need there to be a nuclear explosion happening at all times while you're driving around. That's how much fucking light you need to drive. Maybe you should just stay home if you need it to be that bright. Just stay the fuck home. Come out during the daylight. You're like a reverse vampire. Just take those xenon bulbs and shove them right up your ass. And then they can light up when you think when you walk to the bathroom. Do you have a belt that has a big fucking that has like a 50,000 lumens flashlight on it, just so you can see where you're going?
Yeah.
Do not buy moves.
You're making it harder for everybody else, man. When you crest that hill with those xenon bulbs blinding me right in my eyes.
See how good I am at video games.
This one from John. Women not being have to provide pens.
This is why our bar tab was so high.
Reactionary lane
John,
changers from, I don't know what he's
John really
talking
pulled
about.
his weight. Talk about using, like the majority of the planet's energy. Like he's like the American in the room.
Yeah,
right?
this
Like,
guy-
you say,
this
this guy
guy's
uses
using-
20% of the
This
world's
guy's-
booze.
John's using 370 times
Yeah.
what an Ethiopian's using, and he used it to say, women not being here to provide pants.
Read it one more time.
Women not being, and I'm being creative with being, I don't know what that means, but here to provide pens.
Pens.
You tell me. Here. What does it read to you?
I think I know what he means.
What
Yeah,
does he
women not
mean?
being here to
Provide pens?
Yes, he probably had a heart because women have purses and they almost always have a pen in their purse.
Oh, and so he needed a pen.
He needed a pen. He probably had to wait for 5 minutes or ask, "Hey, does anybody have a pen?"
Okay.
I think that's what's going on.
All right. Well, Sean, we figured it out. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. All right, John. He's a little.
That is, man, if I
Little more lucid
need
than I
a
thought.
fucking pen and I'm with a girl who's got her purse,
Yeah.
Beatty's girl's got her purse, if there's no pen in that purse, I grab that purse and I throw it onto the freeway.
Yeah.
Because
It's worthless.
and I have had to deal with
Yeah.
it for
See?
months.
Boom.
Hold my
Look at that
purse, I'm
shit.
doing this thing, I can't
Boom.
go on this thing because I got a purse. Should I bring a purse out or not? Do I need my fucking purse here today? I don't care. Probably not. Just put your put your driver's license in your pocket.
That's the answer that should always be said by. I hate it when I get asked if I need something. Do you think I need? Should I bring? I don't
know.
care.
I don't know how resourceful you are.
I don't
Only you
care. I don't care. If you think you might, bring it. My opinion should mean nothing to you. Should be nothing.
Can you imagine a scenario where you might need it? In that case, bring it. But if I ask for a pen, and I've been helping schlep this fucking purse around for months, and there's no pen in there, that's it. I'm driving straight into traffic. That's Z Zardoz. Apostrophes this guy. No name at all. Just a giant apostrophe. That is.
You should have just put an apostrophe.
I don't think there is any actual rule of apostrophe. Maybe I don't know if it's apostrophe S, and I get stumped on an email every time. Every time I look it up on the Google, do I need an apostrophe for this? Every time I feel like an asshole.
Well, there's exceptions to the apostrophe rules. Like apostrophes can denote possession, right? And also missing if you're going to leave some contractions and things like that. We are. It's weird.
Just put it on everything. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun to use apostrophes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
put it on everything, and everybody just shut the fuck up. And we like using apostrophe. It's
Oh.
a big deal. Put it on everything. There's multiple Sean's, apostrophe S. It's Dick's house. It's it's the dick slip here. Apostrophe S.
A lot of people mess up whether it goes before or after the S sometimes, depending on how you're using it.
There's no way to mess
But
up.
that's all right.
We're using smiley faces
That's the
and
problem.
numbers to communicate.
It's
It's fine, and it's fine. Embrace it. It's fine.
The problem with English is that there are exceptions to every rule. So it's such a mess.
It's big English. They want you. It's
Big English,
Strunk and Wagnalls. They
yeah.
want you to thumb out. They want you to shell
Right.
out the money every year for an
Yeah.
updated guide to style.
Yeah, they get you hooked on.
They get you
phonics.
hooked on it. Yeah, they get you hooked on phonics, and then that's it. All right, let me play. I don't know if I think I'm gonna play Dustin's thing
Pretty
now.
soon you're sucking dick for reading books.
For a colon.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't quite finish that one. I need
It's
some help
okay.
there.
You can fix it in editing. Okay. Do you want to see Dustin's thing?
Yeah.
So
What do
Dustin,
you can see Dustin's thing?
for Cinco de Mayo, Dustin went to the Trump first 100 days rally, and he asked people the same kind of jackass questions that he asked at the last one.
Yeah,
You remember that one?
I do.
That was pretty like Trump's
All around Hawaii and
Yeah, all around Hawaii. None of Trump's golf courses have the pianos don't have any black keys on them. What do you think about Trump taking a nude modeling photography of his daughter to
Yeah.
a European magazine?
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So he did it again. Let me pull it up. I mean, I know he's on hiatus and all, but that's pretty fucking funny. All right, so here's Dustin. Cinco de Mayo themed first 100 days of Trump rally. Dustin standing in the show here. The guy can edit.
Hey, it's Chief Dickhead from The Big Show, reporting live from the PA Farm Show complex. President Trump's going to be showing up in just a little bit, and we got some hard-hitting questions to ask these folks.
Oh yeah.
Can you name the current president of Mexico? Right?
Senor Presidente.
I'm sorry, sir. That's incorrect. His name is actually El Chapo. So,
That's true.
if I were to personally deport as many illegal...
There's a siren happening and an old man running by in the background. Like he's got to take the biggest shit of his life.
perfectly normal.
Here we go. I'll back that up a little bit.
deport as many illegal immigrants as possible. Do you think my wife would get back to me? Illegal immigrants under President Obama have basically thrived. If you compare the illegal immigrants now as to when they were under Bush, they've gained 50 pounds. Realistically, how big does that wall need to be?
I think what we really need to look at is why are so many people in such dire straits?
Did I pay my phone bill?
What shit? Dustin?
I wonder if Cernovich is here.
No,
These guys could use some black
this is
belts.
not the Dustin comedy hour. He's got
This is-
God damn it. He's asking
You didn't.
two
You,
women.
this is a dry run, isn't it? You
I've
haven't
never
seen this,
seen
have you?
this. No, it's.
I love that
ask-
you've never seen this too, because I believe you.
Sean, it's ask people the silly questions and get their even stupider responses, right? Look at the women he's asking
I
a
know,
question
but
to.
if 8 is good, 10 is so much better.
God damn it!
This is what I can't help you, Dustin.
He's asking two women or a man and a woman.
Who are those Virgin Marys on there? What's going on with
They look like wizards wearing Virgin Mary shirts. One is
Yeah.
carrying a staff. Like they look like they are both the leaders of a cult and its only members.
Yes.
They look like they drank the Kool-Aid and it made them stupid, and then they showed up. So this is the absolute perfect target for this bit, right?
Yeah.
And then when they're about to give their life philosophy, we get.
Did I pay my phone bill?
I'm gonna play it again.
Are so many people in such dire straits?
Did I pay my phone bill? Shit. I wonder if Cernovich is here. These guys could use some black pills.
Shut the fuck up,
I can't believe Mysterios considers himself a professional comedian.
Oh boy.
Like this high?
I think that what we should do is think about countries.
What if we had an express visa program for specialized, skilled fence jumpers to get on Team USA for the next Summer Olympics. Would you be okay with that?
That would be excellent, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So you do support that,
As long as they get their citizenship, I support it.
but they gotta jump the wall.
Yeah.
You can't crawl around it.
I hope that wall is strong and high and it takes that kind of skill.
Awesome. We're having a fun time here. Haven't seen any horse shit yet.
Cannabis is under us, God wants us to have it.
There's the cult
It's a
people.
wondering of our nations, despite Kevin Savage. They didn't cure the cancer, so.
Yeah. It's all that smoking. Your vice president, Mike Pence,
God.
made controversial remarks.
There's a guy
Cinco de
dressed as
Mayo
Trump right now.
Rivals Mardi Gras.
That's not
Gayest
good.
of all.
An eyelash hair just landed on it, so I gotta sand that off.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Number two, you said that he said that Cinco de Mayo rivals Mardi Gras is the gayest
Of all holidays.
Well, first of all, I don't know. I would say it's the most Mexican of all holidays.
Okay.
And if Mexican people are all gay, then I guess yes, that would make sense.
Why the hell is it so damn hard to find a delicious taco bowl and a fine Spanish booty?
If I was elected to make America great and stuff and things and everything again, why is it so damn hard to find a taco bowl? Probably because you're not going to Trump Tower where we serve the greatest taco bowls ever. Unbelievable.
How good are they? For
They're
real.
so good. They're so unbelievably good.
This
The
guy
best
doing
taco
Trump
bowls of all time.
impression.
It'll bring you back to high school when they would have taco salad. Thank you, Dustin. You're an incredible guy, and thank you to the Dick Show.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa, my God, that was loud. All right, I'm gonna post that on the site, and everyone can give their reactions. Thank you, Dustin. That fucking guy.
He did the whole thing to take a shot at the stereos.
That took a lot of work too. Okay, let me see if Mad Cuts and Uncle Buck will be. Ah. Hey, Uncle Buck, are you there?
Yeah, give me just a second, man.
All right.
We're having lunch at Cracker Barrel.
Oh, the Cracker Barrel. Is Mad Cuts here?
I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it on, man. He said someone had a theater.
Okay.
Get outside where I can actually rage a little bit.
Alright.
Sorry for all the dead air.
That's alright.
I don't think I want to think about that on our show.
What'd you eat?
Oh, well, it's not gotten there yet, so I just had a bunch of fucking biscuits and cornbread. So there's my carbs for the day.
Call in, Mad Cucks, if you're around. He's in pre-show, so.
You gonna start your car?
Yeah. We're gonna have another suicide attempt on there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run a hose. The way things have been going, I'm just gonna run a hose in the car in the parking lot of Cracker Barrel here.
Well, let me know.
Last meal.
You know what I
all
love
carbs.
about Dustin?
Let me know if it works.
You see, you know the bit, right? It's the interview bit. We've seen it 100 times. And you never see like an interlude where there's like additional comedy put into your comedy. Like, we know you like comedy, so we put some comedy in your comedy so you can enjoy comedy while you're enjoying comedy.
Yes.
You never see that. But until now.
Yeah. There's a reason you never see it.
See it. Alright, what's going on over there? Uncle Buck, I think you might be too noisy for us today.
No, I'm not. That's me. That's me.
Oh, God.
I'm here. I'm calling in from my symphony orchestra. I'm just hanging out in the middle of a bunch of musicians.
Alright, so you guys wanted to call in and say, and promote your show. We've had, on the See You Next Tuesday network, we've had some losses of podcasts this early in our network, which is to be expected. You know, the See You Next Tuesday network is new. We try a lot of new experimental things. For instance, Fight Night, where Maxwell Kimball and David Clegg talked about the issues, they debated the issues of our day. That podcast is now defunct because, according to David Clegg, Maxwell's just too difficult to work with.
Yeah.
So then Clegg went on to another podcast with Steven, but I hear that podcast is also defunct. So apparently the Uncle Buck in Joel Chaco show, the Here's What I Don't Get. What is the real name?
I don't know who this person is you're talking about.
What is the name that he wants us to use? Because every time I use one of that guy's aliases, he gets pissed off about it. Which name is the one he goes with?
Joel Chaco.
Okay, Joel Chaco. So apparently that podcast was going defunct as well, but they've replaced Chaco with Mad Cucks.
I heard that.
That is correct.
That's correct. Is that right, Uncle Buck?
I wouldn't say it was going defunct. It was just that Chaco had some crazy shit going on in his personal life that I'm not going to delve into. And
why not?
Basically was going to rage quit. And I wasn't going to rage quit.
He's rage quit this show a couple times. I've gotten a couple emails saying that he's done with the show, that he's never coming back, but that he does come back. So is it similar with what you guys are dealing with?
Well, he's not quitting the brand, as he put it, but we're going to have a time where Chaco is away doing other things, taking care of his family, finding a day job, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because our Patreon is not nearly as blessed as yours, unfortunately. Everyone wants to go to patreon.com/HWRDT and subscribe to the $10 tier. That'd be really great.
Okay,
so anyway,
what is your show about? And now Mad Cucks is on it. So this is the Mad Cucks / Uncle Buck show.
Yeah, except I don't do Mad Cuts, I do my real self. So if you want to hear about what really makes me enraged, that's where you should listen.
Okay, what kind of stuff do you guys
You
talk
got a
about?
fucking circus?
A circus. Nobody can find a bathroom or a closet when they call into this show. They get on a carousel and they crank the ball. They find the nearest carousel and they find the biggest PA and they go sit on that horse and they stand on that horse like a stripper and get the phone right the fuck up into that PA so we can hear the goofy circus music while they're calling in.
and that's pretty much how our show goes.
What do you guys talk about? Give me some topics of Here's What I Don't Get. I'm trying to sell your show here.
Well, great. I appreciate that. We just talk about issues that we don't get. So, maybe I don't get the 2016 Ghostbusters on this week's episode.
Okay.
And I rant for an hour and a half because somebody kept begging me on. And then maybe Joel Chaco doesn't get to give his issue this week. Or maybe Joel Chaco brings in public sector unions and does the politics thing. And he's always the one who's got something important to talk about, and I'm always the one who talks about stupid bullshit.
Okay, so...
At least he was.
So it's adding up why you guys broke up then. If somebody always wants to bring in serious topics and somebody wants to bring in silly comedy topics.
What do you know about that?
I don't know.
You don't have experience with that.
Before. There's no beef, there's no gossip, there's nothing like that. It just he was doing all the editing and I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
And he was doing all the promoting and I wasn't.
Was he bringing all the snacks?
Well, it's a Skype cast, so I bring in my own
Virtual
snacks. But he brings in all the work, and I just show up and crack wise at him on the show. But there's no gossip, there's no personal beef between us.
Okay,
I mean, we piss each other off all the time.
That's good. That's healthy.
Yeah. But it's a totally a logistical thing. It's not a personal thing.
Okay. When is the You and Mad Cucks show starting? When does it come out?
We had an episode that came out this week with Joel still, and then we'll have a new episode that's coming Friday, the 5th.
Okay. So Friday, coming out Friday. The new Here's What I Don't Get starring the real life Mad Cucks on the See Next Tuesday network. And you guys, do you not record on a carousel for the show? Do you find somewhere quiet to record?
Well, actually, Buck was just telling me he wants to start recording at a mall.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're gonna I've got this nice studio set up at home, and we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna go out to the noisiest possible place we can possibly find, and then corral other people over to the microphone and have them just shout incoherently into our equipment things that they're angry about, unedited. And,
That's fair.
Just whatever happens.
They should do like a last man standing, there can be only one podcast recording where all the podcasters get in one studio and try to do their podcast and out-scream each other. And the last group remaining is the only podcast left on the internet. All the other ones
I'm for that. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we would win that. Yeah, Mad Cuts, we would win that hands down.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna listen to your program. Mad Cucks, what's something that Here's What You Don't Get?
Well, this week I brought in the 80s, kind of this 80s nostalgia where people have a fixation with the bygone era of their parents and their parents' parents.
Yeah. That's you don't
I
get?
I just don't understand why that's the thing. Like, why are we still obsessed about the 80s? It's been 30 years, guys.
Because the future sucks. There's nothing good there. It's just more crackdowns. More and more crackdowns of stuff that you like.
Hey,
That's the future.
just real quick, Sean, ACIU wants me to ask you about your shoes and then to tell you you're very handsome.
On behalf of, what, are you the proxy for ACIOU?
What's going on? All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What's going on?
Both of you get out of here. Here's what I don't get the podcast. New direction to that podcast.
Yeah.
That makes sense to you?
For them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to listen to Mad Tex.
Absolutely.
drop
Well, you've got
his
a different, it's gonna be a different chemistry, it's a different dynamic, I listened to the old show.
Here's what I don't get.
Yeah, it's good.
Did you get it?
The one I listened to had a lot to do with YouTube advertisements and things like that. I
Yeah.
actually, I can't remember who the guest was.
Yeah.
He's like he's got a presence.
But you liked it.
I did. And I learned something too.
Would you like learning things?
Yeah, I do.
I hate learning things.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta learn the
what do I
right,
need to-
maybe you're learning the
What
wrong
do I need to
stuff.
learn? What do I need to learn? Learning is like a drug. It's an opiate.
Yeah.
See, because you could learn all day, and then what did you do? You just sat around learning.
Yeah.
You gotta do.
Well, that's
things.
true too. You do have to do things.
You can't. All this information that's getting pumped out is making people
Hi, buddy.
lazy.
Hi,
'Cause
man.
they just
What's
sit
up?
there educating themselves.
What on, dude?
And they didn't do a goddamn thing. I'm done. If you start teaching me something, I'll just stick my hand right in your mouth. That's my move now.
Yeah.
Like a hatchet.
You've been threatening that for several episodes.
Many
now.
times. All
Yeah.
right. Let me get. I got the Rage Lottery winner on the line. I'm gonna wrap it up. Hey, buddy, you there? Nope, not yet. You gotta unmute yourself.
Did you drop those guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you have something?
Yeah, I'm
to say
here.
to them?
No.
Hey, buddy, what do you want me to call you?
Just Damon.
Damon. All right, Damon, you're the Rage Lottery winner for April. What makes you a Rage, man? Thanks for being a Patreon.
No problem. Thank you
This
for
is
having
a
me. I never
next
thought
one is
I'd
me.
actually win.
You won.
So what makes me a rage are regulators.
All right, wait, say it. Hold on. You broke up there.
Okay.
Say it again. This fucking Discord, man. These goddamn VoIPs never fucking work. All right, what makes you a Rage, bud?
Okay, so what makes me a rage are 3-act emasculators. So what this is usually, I'll give you a little story. Theater. And you've got like a piece of trash you're gonna throw
Nah,
away.
you still broke up.
I did?
Yeah. Try it again. I got 3-act emasculators, but then you broke up.
Alright, one more time.
Yeah.
What makes me a rage are 3-act emasculators.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say you're leaving a movie theater and you've got a piece of trash you need to throw it away. As you're walking out, you throw it at the trash can and you miss because you're not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Let's say the manager sees you do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is where the show starts. This is Act 1 where he has to get your attention. And he's going to set the tone for the rest of the interaction.
I see. So these are people who take such pleasure in emasculating you that they have it built up like a movie.
Good. So they'll usually call you over like, hey buddy, come over here for a second. And you're
Yeah.
kind of on tilt because somebody you don't know is trying to get your attention.
Uh-huh.
Then Act 2 starts. It's usually interrogation. They want to know something about you personally. Hey, what's
Yeah.
your name? Your name? How do you spell that?
Ah, dude, you're breaking up way too much. God damn it. Are you on, what are you on, VoIP?
I'm just on using Discord. I mean, I don't have the app. I'm using it through the web browser.
Okay, do you want to call back on a landline or another line, like a cell phone?
We can try Skype. Or is that too much trouble to switch over
No,
to that?
I'm switching over to Skype now, but can you call in on it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right, bud. Let's hear it. Let's try it one more time.
Okay. Appreciate it.
What makes you a Rage?
Three of rage are 3-act emasculators. So I'll give you my example is,
Okay.
let's say you're leaving a movie theater,
Uh-huh.
and you got a piece of trash, and you're going to throw it away on your way out.
Yeah.
Throw it at the can, but it misses and it hits the floor. You don't even notice because you're not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Now, let's say the manager sees it, he sees it hit the floor, and this is where the show starts. So Act 1 is getting your attention.
Okay.
Usually this is going to set the tone for how the interaction is going to go, but he'll just kind of give you a, hey buddy, like, come here for a second. Act 2 is interrogation. He wants to know something personal about you. He's got to ask you a bunch of questions to throw you on tilt. So he'll be like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah, yeah. Al, let me ask you something. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 29.
You're 29 and service workers are picking on you? I would have thought younger because they see like it's like a pecking order. Or like a movie theater manager will see like a kid and start cracking their knuckles like, oh boy, I'm really gonna emasculate this kid. You're getting that shit at 29? Fuck that.
This didn't happen to me, but this didn't make me so angry until I saw this happen to a guy at work like 3 days ago.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because now but I also have a lot of memories of being a kid and this shit happening to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like when I was at Home
you have to
Depot,
give them
it
the time
happened,
of
but
day when they're.
Yeah, you think that they're
you
an
owe them
authority
something.
figure.
Yeah.
When you grow up,
when they're just a severe fuck up.
It's
if
just
they're in
like-
that position at
Well,
that stage of their life.
or it's just like they're abused. Like, okay, that's what you're doing, but just don't take it out on me.
Yeah.
Don't take your whatever you're trying to deal with at home, whatever fulfillment that you didn't get out of life.
That's more fair.
Do not fucking
Yeah.
take it out on me.
Yeah.
Like, don't act like you're just here because you haven't been replaced by a robot yet. Act like it. Like with a little bit of yes, I missed the garbage can. Maybe it was on purpose, but you're not getting anything out of this. Like what? Go ahead. Second act.
Well, even that it's like just skip to the part where you tell me to pick up the trash, and then it's over. I can get it. I'll say sorry, and you say have a nice day. That's it. But Act 2, like I said, they want to get to know you. They want some information, and then the third act is when they turn it on you. Then they go, well, since you come to this theater so much, you know that we like to keep our floors clean. So make sure you pick up your trash, and then they'll kind of point at it, and then you go, oh, sorry, buddy.
This is what I was saying in Philly. Like everything, Airbnb is just a non-stop, ongoing, real life version of the Stanford experiment, and so is every fucking service industry. As soon as you put a vest on somebody, they become a complete piece of shit. Like, well, yeah, man. I guess it's your time now. I guess you've really made it. You finally got a little bit. You finally got a little bit of power. You didn't even get any power. You finally got called. You finally got a vest. It's like the fucking apocalypse. You give one guy a vest, he's gonna start ordering people around, and people are gonna listen. People are gonna listen to it.
Well, and it's like the opposite in the service industry. Like, no offense to people who work in that industry, but you're there to service us, the customer. The customer's always right, but it has like the opposite effect for those people.
Yeah.
They work there, you're
Sometimes the customer's a fucking asshole.
Usually the customer is wrong. Usually the customer is a piece of shit. It's like you're stuck. It's everybody is just shitting down. It's like everybody is on a ledge, and as soon as they climb that ledge to get above the people that they were just with, they just take a big old shit over the balcony. The manager climbs up and he goes, hey, everybody, guess what? The customer's always right. Here's a bunch of diarrhea all over your heads. It's like, I don't have to deal with them. I know that they're never right. I know that they're just a bunch of entitled assholes who would stab you in the back to save 10%. Like the second, I know that they just come in here to price check shit, and that we're lucky that they try to disguise that they're ordering it on Amazon at the same time. That's the reality. We're lucky that they just don't see us as walking price checkers. But you know what? Now that I'm above you, I'm gonna pretend like I don't know that anymore. Customer's always right, and we're not just marching toward oblivion when drones take our place.
It drives me nuts, especially the last one I saw at work, because I watched the show as a spectator, and I don't like being part of this show, and I sure as shit don't want to watch it happen to somebody else.
No, I don't know if it's this show or what, but I've started really hammering service. Anybody just doing their job, I've started really leaning into them. This week especially, we got this stupid local election taking place, this runoff for city council between these two guys, Gil Cedillo, who seems like they're both dumb. Like, I don't care. I don't care who wins. Because they're both just going to take money. And one's going to build bike lanes with it, one's going to give it to unions. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. But they call me an 80s girl, no bullshit, 3 or 4 times a day, asking who we're going to vote for, taking polls like every fucking time. So yesterday, Saturday morning at like 9:30, they call, and the guy's like, hey, you know, hey, and their mouth's always full of marbles, like they've never talked in their life, and they're just trying it out for the first time. The guy goes, hey, just wanted to know, you know, we got the, I'm like, dude, just fucking, this better not be, I already get that sinking feeling in my stomach that I know that this is going to be about the election, the Bill Cedillo, Joe Gray Alley election. I'm like, okay, man, I'm already re-triggered, I'm winding up Jack in the Box. Just say it. Just say it so I can fucking explode, right? 'Cause you win today. You happen to catch me at a time when I feel great and pissed off. If I was depressed and pissed off, I would just hang up. But you happen to catch me on a time.
I'm in a transitional phase.
I'm in a transitional
Sam
phase,
Jackson
Julius.
says it,
Yeah, I'm trying to be right, and being right today means fucking hammering you.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm just calling for the Gil Cedillo campaign, and I want to know who you're calling for. I said, hey man, you call me way too much. You call me 3 or 4 times a day. You call too fucking much. You call me all day, take me off your list. And he starts laughing. The guy starts laughing like I'm making a hilarious joke. Like, oh, that's politics, man. And I said, hey, this isn't funny. This is not, let me tell you something. The next candidate who calls me, I'm voting for the other guy. I don't care who the fuck gets the reins in this district, because you're both gonna fuck it up. I'm a Trump guy, put it on the list. I'm a Trump guy. I don't fucking care who wins. But the next one of you who calls me, I'm gonna get my ass out of bed at 9 in the morning, go down to the polling place, and I'm gonna vote for the other guy.
Yeah, spite vote.
Yeah, I want you to write. And he's like, kind of laughing, but now realizing that I'm not joking. I just put it on the fucking list. The next time one of you calls me, I'm voting for the other guy. All right? Do you understand me? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, goodbye. End of call. That's it. That's what you gotta. I felt great. That's what you gotta do now. You see anybody, any of these fucking, well, I'm just doing my job. Really? Your job is just, you're taking money to disturb me all day. To fuck with me. So fuck you. I'm gonna take it right back at you. Now every time you call somebody, you gotta be afraid, at least for a couple calls. At least for 3 or 4 calls. You son of a bitch. Yeah, 3 act emasculations. All right, man. I'm glad we got your audio.
I think it's almost my
Great,
turn.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being patient. That's it.
Dated.
Yes.
Let me see if I got it.
Yeah, the question you asked, how old he was, I didn't know. He said having somebody else.
Yeah.
It's something, like if you're a teenager and kids are showing off in front of their friends or something, do that, or, throw something that they know is not even going to hit the trash can, and then, like, the guy scolds them and tries to teach them
The guy pretends to be your fucking
and
dad.
the guy actually, like, sits there and takes it, where it's like, because the guy who's doing it is all of, like, 25, 26.
I can't wait to yell at somebody for that.
Yeah.
For, like, taking my nephew aside, trying to I'm talking to, and just coming over to, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah.
Let me see that vest. We got a present from Steven Dick. I noticed on the live stream, so you like to hold a pen in your hand. It's delivery of Handcrafting. This red, blue, and whitish wood rollerball pen.
That's
I made
me.
wood acrylic myself, and I turned the pen, but the metal shit is pre-made. Keep up the awesome work, and hope to talk to you soon, Steven. That's Etsy.com. I guess Steven has a shop, an Etsy shop. Etsy.com/shop. That's it. /Dogwood Handcrafts. Here's the pen. I've never had a fancy pen before.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Look at the weight of this thing.
Yeah, look at that. Refillable cartridge, I would imagine.
I guess, but it writes like a cloud, man.
Yeah.
You know how you get.
Like that's pretty. I know people who have woodworking shops and stuff, and they will make pens, and yeah, they come.
Really?
The hardware is like from a kit.
Yeah.
You can make it out of I've seen them turned out of like bird's eye maple and like all these beautiful exotic woods.
Yeah, take a look. There's blue in there. Take a look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful handcrafted pen by Steven. You gotta unscrew it.
I do.
Unscrew the whole thing. Screws off. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks, Steven. Sean, you got something too.
Oh, good.
It's for you. Open it up. Yeah, give me that pen back first.
I guess I did an interview on this episode.
Steven's the one that had the trans furry orgy.
Oh,
story.
dear.
Yes. Well, if it has, I hope I never find out about it. Here's somebody's I don't know, it's some kind of Star Trek shirt. Is it? What is it? Let's give it a rip. It's a pro wear, but next generation, except they have like tough guy stuff on. Like
I think in the next episode I actually go on and talk about it.
Oh, and there's a giant lead. It's
Not
the
this
cast of the next generation, Star Trek, with Geordi and Data and Picard and Worf and Riker, except they're wearing gang paraphernalia and there's a giant marijuana leaf in the front of it. And also, is that a bottle of synthetic marijuana in front of the marijuana leaf? And some guns. Yeah. So that'd be I would say that's a pretty big departure from your normal shirt of blank being. Yeah. A novelty Star Trek, the next generation. This is from NJ. When you pay your taxes in Singapore, you get a message. Thank you for your contribution to nation building. Feels good, man. How about that? You actually get a thank you. Yeah. Singapore.
Come on, get that polish off.
This one is from Reddit. Reddit does a thing where they do Rage Off Friday. Where everybody says what makes them rage.
Yeah.
Vote on it. The winner this week was Sputnik's DX, 8 to 5. I know it was brought up a little bit in the old show, but not enough. My fucking inspection sticker has been expired for over a year now because I have no fucking clue what to do about it. I work 9 to 5. The tax, whatever, that gives the stickers works.
An inspection sticker?
Yeah, like on his car. You know, like when your car needs a smog inspection?
You'll get
registrations.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go polish.
The tax, whatever that gives the stickers, works 8 to 5 too. I can't get my sticker renewed over the mail because it's expired. Yes, that's what I was told. So fuck it. I'm white. I don't go over even though I live next to a fucking police station and speed everywhere I go. What's fucked is that the only important life shit is open 8 to 5. I can't go to the doctor, or go to the bank, or go get my fucking inspection sticker renewed without wasting what precious time in my life that isn't already being sucked away into my fucking job. But you know what? I can get a Frappuccino all the way until 10:59 p.m. Because that's what's really important. Man, you are so fucked. Like watching 80s girl who's got a real job, who's got to be there all day, every day. Just try to like go to the dentist. I know. Get contacts. It's like, well,
you gotta take time off work.
You gave up all your profit for the month. Yeah. That was it. You took 2 hours off. You're left with absolutely nothing. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, 8 to 5, man. All right. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna play. Todd Seidel's got a little bit of a Cinco de Mayo song. He sent me a bit. Dustin sent me a bit that he's gonna pitch or whatever. Oh yeah? Yeah. What do you think? I can't wait. Yeah. I don't know why he hasn't done it so far. Everybody likes judging things, you know? Of course. You just put things out there for them to judge and they like doing it. Getting a lowrider, man. You want a lowrider? You ever wanted a lowrider in your life? Every day of my life. Yeah? Oh, good. No. No? Fuck you. Lowrider? Yeah, man. With a nice El Camino. Lower it down with tingly balls all over the windshield. That's my dream. Do you think it's because of the Mexican part of me? I don't think there's anything about it. It's a functional car. It's practical. El Camino. It's got a bed. It's got a bed. You can load it up. a mattress in the back, camp out under the stars. I wouldn't have to do that. I don't think about it. You could. You could. That's dramatic. You do a lot of things. Alright. Let me check that out on the site.
This next being on the road will make sure this week. People that don't know how to just end the interaction. You see I'm on the phone. Hang up first. No, you hang up first. Okay, love you, bye, love you. Now I love you more. Now it's in real life. It's like, alright, thanks, have a good day. You too, take care. Thanks, you too. Have a good Thanks.
Thanks. You will. Have a good next time.
Motherfucker, you already said that shit. John, just thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, I do.
Get out of the car.
Like on the phone with somebody, like, yeah, it was great talking to you, bye. And I'm like, yep, like, I don't know what it is that keeps me on the phone, but like, you can tell that they expect more from the goodbye than you do. Like, well, it was great talking to you. Yeah, see ya. Well, yeah, I'll see you around. Yeah. Have a good one. Well, you keep on having a good one too. Yeah, all right, goodbye. Well, I'll talk to you next time. Yeah, man, goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah. Well,
Maybe I just kind of forget about it because we so rarely think about it, Everything's like that. You're right. Yeah, I hate the fact.
Real quick. You know what's fucking bullshit? It's bullshit that no matter what car you get in, the headrests are always designed to make you a hunchback by the age of 36. It's the biggest fucking bullshit ever, man. I go to rentals, I go inside of Lamborghinis. I haven't gone inside of Lamborghini, but a Maserati, I've driven a Maserati once.
Yeah.
And whatever car you go inside of, their headrests are designed to make your neck bend in a way that not only isn't natural, but it's kind of, I don't know what kind of society they're trying to build. People just having their necks snapped forward and having their chins touch their...
The giant conspiracy.
Yeah,
society of hunchbacks by the United Auto
Big chiropractor.
And this
Big chiropractor.
You have phone companies, one needs to be so attached to the phone so that you're always looking down. What's going on?
A Lamborghini. I like that he corrected it.
Maserati.
I was in a Lamborghini? No. I don't want to.
So that when you come in to rent a car,
I don't want to pretend like I was in a
by
Lamborghini.
phone, you can barely look up. It's like we're meaning to them or something. Because
He's
all
going
there
for
and
it.
they're fucking looking down on us,
Gyro.
smiling that our necks are all crooked. It's fucking bullshit. I think they're off to something. They're all up to something. I fucking know it. I know
We're always up to
and
a
if you
lot.
don't bring it up on the show, I know you're up to something too.
He got his way. Maybe they are up to something. Maybe they are. They are various. They do a lot. They're trying to turn us into minions. They're always trying to fuck us. Those rental cars, man, you get in and for some reason that headrest.
Apparently Maseratis do it too.
Yeah, truckers are built for little guys, little Italian guys, right? Maseratis are Italian sports cars. Yeah, because they're built for little dudes to sit in there like a cockpit, like guys like Tom Cruise. They probably did research and said, well, guys who are over 5'8" don't buy this car. So that's just a little bit cool. Like every time Jeremy Clarkson tries to get in a sports car, it looks like a gorilla trying to squeeze into a shoebox. True.
Hey, Nick, this is your conscience.
Oh.
I'm Nick. I'm the guy who left the power about becoming a portly plus on your Facebook group. Nick, what the hell's happening here? How many McNuggets have gone into systematic stop feeding you fucking carrots and oranges and kiwi berries? You gained more than 30 pounds like that.
No.
And I get it. Listen, you go to the gym, you've been getting the aches and pains. I understand. I understand once in a while my back hurts. I don't want to be fucking deadlift anymore. I get it. But come on. You look like, I hate to fucking say it,
Well, you look like a serious dress up as Big Master.
Oh, God.
So I gotta hear this way.
Yeah.
What? Get your ass back to the gym, lose 20 pounds. Become the man. Alright. Peace.
I do have to. I gotta lose. You know what the problem is? Since I moved in with 80s Girl, when you move in with somebody, your meals add on to their meals. You know? Like she eats breakfast. I've never eaten breakfast before. Yep. Because it's a conspiracy to make you eat eggs. It's a big egg conspiracy. You don't eat eggs anywhere else. It's a big scam. Subsidized eggs. I'm just kidding. But I never eat breakfast because I get too busy and amped up in the morning when I wake up, you know, about shit posting, and reading the drug report and that kind of thing. I never ate breakfast. Now she eats breakfast, so she always makes breakfast, which means I eat it. Yep. But then I'm still hungry for lunch. Yep. At lunchtime, and then I'm eating dinner, but it's like a different size of dinner portion than what I'm used to, because we're trying to do it as a team. So then when like 10 rolls around, because she's got to wake up early for work and I stay up later, I have to eat again because we had to eat dinner at the same time.
You do not have to explain any of this to me. I get it entirely.
And you can't stop it.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because it turns out we have no self-control whatsoever.
No.
None.
If you just put a bag of uncooked rice in front of me, I would eat it till I was dead.
Yeah.
I have no self-control at all.
No.
Animals have more self-control. Exactly as much as just a dog that tears into a bag of Alpo, a 50-pound bag,
Eats it until it throws up and then eats
eats
more.
the throw up.
Yeah.
That's me. If she makes and the food is always delicious, but if it's there, I'm eating it.
I know.
I don't know how to stop this.
No.
Like, I can't work out more because I was at the most. I can't change my lifestyle. But now I've got 2 extra meals of food sitting there.
Wow.
And when I would eat by myself, it was just like a sad bachelor meal.
Yeah.
Like a
Devoid of nutrition that could possibly cause you to gain weight.
Well, yeah, devoid of taste.
Yeah.
It was only protein. It was like,
Yeah, see, that's good.
yeah, it was like a sack it was like a handful of rice and a couple slabs of chicken meat
Yeah.
made in a little toaster oven
Mhm.
that sat on a sad little IKEA island with wheels on it in a kitchen that had never been cleaned.
Yeah.
Like what whatever guy who lives by himself eats.
Mhm.
Because I never lived with a chick before.
Mhm.
You know?
Yes.
And this is what I would eat my portion, it was strict control on it, but now, you know, she's making these delicious meals with ingredients that I don't know what's in these
55.
things.
Yeah.
Something, but it's not like before I worked on it. If I can't see it, I'm not eating it. I see the chicken slab and I see the rice and that's it. I don't feel any way about it. I'm just shoveling it down so that I can drink and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's it. But now I'm eating for pleasure and talking about the day. And it's sick.
It's a sickness.
And then, first of all, I have not gained 30 pounds. Fuck you. 20 times. I'll give you 20. I would argue 15, but I'll put the over-under at 20.
Feeling generous.
Yeah. I think 15. I don't even want to know. But it's completely out of my control now. I don't know I don't know what to do. We gotta eat separately. We gotta have separate dinner tables like the parents in 50s television had separate beds. We gotta have completely separate our meals now.
Yeah.
2 refrigerators.
Yeah.
One of only
Locks, different locks.
Yes.
You can't even see what's in hers.
Physical locks, so I can't hack the password.
Yeah.
Like a master lock.
Mm-hmm.
The kind that you would use to beat up fascists.
Yeah.
Something's gotta be done. I can't work. What am I gonna do? Start riding a bicycle, Sean?
Well,
I'm not gonna start riding a bicycle.
no.
No. Then I gotta tell my parents I'm gay.
I'm gonna put a billboard up of it.
I gotta get that going too. Alright, everybody. Thanks for that.